So I was like, I have no idea.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, so no intro.
No,
No
we didn't
intro?
do countdown.
Oh, okay. We're live. We're live.
I like it.
Oh,
We'll do it live.
Are we done?
Are we? Are we live?
We're gonna
Yes,
find
we
out
are.
Yes.
soon.
We are.
What's up, everybody? I'm doing a test to make sure that I'm live here.
We're both like little kids. All of
Yeah.
us.
I know.
We just discovered so many things. Thanks everyone for being
Yes.
here. And we wanted to introduce JP like all fancy and stuff. But we're here.
We are here,
Right?
and as far as we know, we're also live on JP's channel. If we
Awesome.
all
I
did
think
it.
so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
We'll find out.
Yes.
Okay. So for everyone who's here from NicknLex, obviously you know
Welcome
who we
back.
are. Welcome back. This is just JP on his channel, and we're very excited to be talking to each other.
Yes. We were just talking behind the curtain, pretty much. So we got to meet, and we're already like, we're all gonna meet up and stuff. You know,
Just chatting
and-
away.
Yeah.
Chatting. They took the buttons away from me, so I can't press any buttons
No,
anymore.
you surrendered control. You signed the waiver.
I
did.
surrender control,
True.
definitely. Yeah.
Oh man, so we've got a lot of familiar faces. On as far as we know, we've got MJ1 here, he was asking if there was going to be an opening act.
Oh, God.
We have Graybeard. Thank you so much for being here. We have Sheldon from the UK. So
Sheldon.
happy, and it's almost Saturday over there. So crazy.
We have
So-
Dave. Nice.
Yes, we have Dave, Michael Gray.
And if you like JP, if you recognize any people from your
I
channel,
don't
then
know any of these people. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know Michael said that he was very happy
because he watches both.
because
yeah.
but I saw him leave a comment on
Oh
your
yeah, put it
Yes.
super big. Like, can you do that? For him?
Let's see.
We want to show you something, Michael. Check this out.
Oh boy. Oh, boy.
I don't want to press the button.
Is it gone?
Oh my. Oh my. Here.
There it is. See?
There we go.
Doesn't that look amazing?
Yes.
Michael?
And then we also have the glove cleaner who very generously sent a super chat. Thank you so much. He was very excited to watch us, and we have so many people here. Lightmane.
But you have to read the super chat.
Oh,
You have to. You have to.
You
absolutely have to.
That's-
I'm like a little kid here in anticipation of this joint live stream.
So, but it's almost like a little bit of a a free pass because you're like they have to read because sometimes we ignore comments
Yeah.
because we can't read them all. So when you see a super chat, you have to
You
read
have
it.
to get on it.
Yeah, you have to give in.
Give them the
Awesome.
love.
Awesome.
Right.
So happy to have everyone here. Doug, thank you so much. We are so happy to get to know JP because we have been watching his channel, subscribed to his channel for a long time.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you guys. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, of course. And what we love about you is that we obviously share a lot of musical tastes.
For sure. For sure.
We find we have very many reactions in common and very many bands that we've discovered and reacted to in common. But how did you what's your musical background? How what did you listen to before you had the channel, and how did you get into having a channel?
So, long story short, growing up, my mom listens to like pop soul music.
Okay.
My dad listens to old jazz music.
Okay.
My brother listens to hip hop, and my best friend listens to like rock and metal. So,
Nice.
Wow.
Oh my God.
so growing up, I had like all these kind of influences around me, and then probably like high school, college, I started to just explore music on my own and just like search out random things.
Okay.
So I didn't know a lot of music beyond like the common things that I heard. So I literally just started going online, finding random genres that I've never heard of, and saying, all right, let's give it a shot. And literally that's all I did. That was my journey like before. So I was already exploring a lot of music before like doing the reaction channel.
Okay.
But I always had this kind of, let's say, a bias like against like, let's just say older music pre-80s.
Interesting.
I was like, production is kind of, it ain't, and
it can't be that. It can't be as good because
yeah,
it's older.
Yeah.
right, yeah. It's like going back to watch a black and white movie, like,
Good, but I can
Right.
also watch it in color.
right. So
Yeah,
I never explored anything like going back that way. I always just kept current and moving forward, basically. So yeah, started a channel with one of my friends, and we started JPMP. I was influenced by Lost in Vegas by what they were doing. I'm sure a lot of people probably were.
Oh my God, I love them.
How big are they
Yeah.
now? Like 100 million thousand.
They both have their own computer and like microphone. I love them. They're really gonna.
They're on another level.
Yes, they are.
What they're doing.
Absolutely. Agreed.
I'm just a little shrimp down here in the sea, on the ocean floor.
We are there. We're there.
So
right there with it.
Yeah.
So did that, and then he had a child, and work took over. So I was like, well, since you're more busy there, I'll kind of do my own thing.
Oh.
And it just kind of split off and went from there for me personally.
Wow.
There.
I had no idea that's why your name was just JP. Like,
I thought
it was catchy. It was catchy even without knowing the background. So that's awesome, because now that I know the background, it has a totally different meaning.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,
no, it just made sense. I was like, okay, name's Justin. My initials are JP, but also it's now just me. So I was like, oh, perfect.
That is awesome. I love that. Well, so what do you think? We're very much the same as you.
I had the same kind of like block.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was always like, because I kind of like got into metal also in high school, but never really into prog. And then later I got into like Dream Theater, and then there was all this catalog of like, Genesis tribute. And they were always talking about Genesis and and King Crimson, and I was like, but those bands are so old. How could they influenced? Like they don't. And then I listened to those like tributes, and I was like, it doesn't sound anything like Dream Theater. I'm good. And then I would back. That was like my mental like, I would say almost like the naiveness.
Yeah.
I was like, it can't be as good as it's now, but it's like with the black and white movies that you watch Casablanca and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right. What have I missed? Basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's that like, feeling but that's like, I guess our generation just like has to figure that out. And I guess the generations after us, they're going to be with like that with 90s grunge or, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Because that is now classical music almost. Classic rock. Classic.
Yeah.
Not classical.
Now, when you were in high school listening to metal, like what were the bands you were listening to?
I was listening to Iron Maiden, but I started with Metallica. That was my first band. At first, it was like Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and then suddenly Metallica. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, King Diamond, and I kind of like, since I started to play guitar, went into like all these solo guys like Malmsteen, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and everybody was like, oh, this is like horrible. It's like they didn't like guitar music. They were like, all my friends were into like, I want lyrics, I want that kind of stuff, and I was more into like, and they're all like, no, Nick, he's crazy. He doesn't know anything about music. And then I started listening to bands with keyboards, and that was like death. Like it can't be metal if it has keyboards. Wrong.
Right.
Yes.
But yeah, that's you. Did you listen to anything? You were listening?
Well, my dad really helped me musically. We listened to I don't know, some Dire Straits, Journey, Def Leppard, but also Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and then I got myself into like Radiohead, but on my own free personal time. I was very like
dark.
I guess like in the emo kind of thing.
Bullet for My Valentine kind of.
Yeah. Not like heavy emo. It was like Mayday Parade.
Were you wearing like the black eyeliner and stuff?
I was wearing black eyeliner.
Okay. Like My Chemical Romance, right?
I was there. Yeah. I had Converse.
Did you have black fingernails?
I had black fingernails.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did. So that was like kind of like my thing. I knew it wasn't good quality music, but it just helped me a lot through high school too, being bullied and stuff, like the lyrics and things like that. So,
Yeah.
but then I met, but I still had the side of like Led Zeppelin, and I did enjoy some heavy metal here and there, Metallica songs, whatever that my friends listened to. And then I met Nick. He was a friend of a friend's, and then he was playing all this stuff in bars.
I
and
made
it was
her.
like,
I
okay.
made her like this
That's how it
CD.
starts.
Yeah, I made her a mixed CD with all the stuff I liked, and she was like
Porcupine Tree was on
Porcupine
there.
Tree,
IQ.
Dream Theater, IQ,
Okay.
and that was, I thought I knew a lot back then about music, knowing like these bands, but I had no idea what was to come.
I know.
You know, with this channel.
But I feel like we both had a solid, and even you, kind of baseline that we could work with. That it wasn't such a big shock. It was just like shocking in the way of like, why didn't I get to this before? I knew of it, and I didn't dive in myself. You know,
that's how I felt the other day when we were listening because of you. You reacted to Starlight. Was it Starlight?
Yes,
like
yes,
King
yes,
Crimson.
King Crimson.
And when we first heard it, I was like, I can't believe Starless. Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe I've not heard this before. Like, this is so good, you know. And it's a shame that I'm kind of scared to do reaction videos of King Crimson because we don't know how it's gonna end, you know.
Yeah.
That's just with him. It's just
well, you guys have a more personal experience with that.
We do. Yes. He followed us over to Patreon, removed and the Court of the Crimson King from there. But what you do, you said, and also Lightmane, thank you, who's here. He told us that you take away the music part of it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I do. I edit the videos because I don't even bother risking it. You know, I know certain bands, King Crimson, others, you know, they may have an issue. So preemptively, I just like take it out. Here's a link if you want to watch the full thing, but I ain't working.
That is so cool. That's really cool.
That's very smart. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The meme of the Holtzworth is now a meme. It's a drinking game because
in our channel.
Oh gosh.
Like if I so every time I mention Alan Holtzworth, which was my favorite musician, they take a shot. So yeah,
I love it.
Because
how
even
can I
in
manipulate this?
Yeah, I know. Because even in one video, I mentioned him like twice or 3 times, but he's such a big influence for me that I don't know.
Yeah, and you know him, JP?
Yes. I've covered a few of his albums here on the channel.
That is so
man. What is the album name? Is it Metal
Fatigue?
Thank you.
Metal Fatigue. Yeah, that's a good starting point. That's a good starting point because it's not so. It still has some lyrics, but it also has all these instrumental parts, and it's very fusiony but proggy. You know, it's a good starting point for Holtzworth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, circling back to your beginnings and everything, at this stage, when you look back, how do you feel like both of your music influences, like what you were listening to at the time, influenced the other person? Like Nick, how did your metal influence Lex? How etc. You know?
It's super weird because I tried for years. We've been married for what, 14 years now?
Married 11.
But, well, okay, but we've been together
14.
14. Yes. Okay, so for me, it's all the same. So, but I've always tried to get her into, I don't know, Symphony X or Dream Theater or even like Rush, but we only we didn't get further than what.
I knew Tom Sawyer like before I met you.
That's the song that everyone knows.
Limelight.
I guess, and she did appreciate it, and she was like, "Wow, that's amazing," but she never really got it.
Yeah.
And when I would play like Symphony X in the car, and she's like, "Can you change the music right now because it's too much?"
Listen, I understand.
Right? Yeah. And
too
now,
busy.
And then even the first video we did on the channel was Dream Theater.
Well, not the first one, but one of the first ones.
Yeah, and it's an instrumental without James Labrie, and you're like, well, it was very busy. That was a reaction. It's like I liked it, but got a little busy there. And now she listens to it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like Liquid Tension or Buzz, baby.
See, like it's funny because all right. So since you mentioned Dream Theater was probably one of the breakout bands for me that like exposed me to like a whole another realm of music. Like I was a Dream Theater fanboy for like, I don't know,
Oh, me
5,
too.
7 years. I mean,
Totally.
Awesome.
That's all I
Okay.
listened to for years.
I listened to only Dream Theater, Symphony X, and little stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm literally the same. We're the
Yeah.
same.
But it was funny because I got so involved listening to that I actually craved like simpler music. So at a certain point, I completely like I was done with Dream Theater. I was like, no, I'm good. And I
know.
like I needed to like explore like more pop or like more simple rock and stuff. I was like, I just need simple chords, guys. Give me 3 and put it down, you know?
like a simple chord progression, no
Yeah.
syncopation, like because every Dream Theater songs has like I don't know 4, 5, or 16
Yes.
time signatures. So it's like I went through the same thing. Even when I went back after like 7 years of Dream Theater, I went back to listening to it and I was like, this is so simple.
Right.
So easy to understand, I don't even have to think.
Yeah.
It literally like, and the solos, they're like nice and short,
Mhm.
because John Petrucci, he goes on and he tells a story and
Yeah,
it's amazing. But I love that little 30 seconds, soloing like Adrian Smith or Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And then I was literally obsessed. Dream Theater, Symphony X, those were the two, the giants for me,
Yeah.
I mean, there's Shadow Gallery and other stuff, but those two.
Yeah.
And people are like, Fate's Warning. And then I was also obsessed with, I don't know, do you know Spastic Inc.?
I feel
They're
like
very-
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a guy called Ron Jarzombek. He's
Mhm.
like he's like a mad scientist,
Mhm.
but his music is super proggy and it's almost like math, right?
Yes, math
Okay.
metal, they call
Okay.
it. I think.
But he never really got the exposure he deserves. We have some reactions, but you will definitely understand the music and you'll appreciate it. But
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
It's like,
Because
But,
even
like-
even still, I love progressive rock and craziness and time signatures and stuff like that. But it's not like my favorite kind of thing,
Right.
So like even it could be any band, but like if it's too much, I'm like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Like,
was-
get down.
Yeah,
Get down
like,
from the horse.
I would love to see it live. Like that's different. I would love to see them pulling these off live, but sometimes in studio, I'm like, you're doing too. Bring it down.
I know,
Yeah,
but
Play
I
a song. Don't show off.
And that's so cool because when we got into this music now that we're like exposed to, Genesis and Yes, and especially, and we're gonna talk about this in a second.
Yeah,
I wanna know which your favorite band is, but like with Genesis, like it's like so you get eased into it,
Yes,
and it's not so much.
It's not like
Exactly.
in your face all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like little breaks of beauty. and
Yeah.
niceness.
Especially with like Peter Gabriel era,
Mhm.
like but I love both eras so much.
Yeah.
We could talk about this for
Yeah.
hours. Of
But I
course.
just want
Let's
to
do
kind
it.
of go.
Why
Let's
not?
do it. Let's
Come on.
The day is young.
Yeah.
I just kind of going back to what you said, like when Nick was trying so hard to get me into all of this music, I was not having it. I was like, it's cool, but like not my thing, like I'm sticking with my stuff. And COVID came through many, many years later. And we were like, okay, how about like we do videos of you showing me your music? And that's kind of how we started,
Yeah. It was because of a copyright strike because I
Yeah.
uploaded Soft Machine because of
Okay.
Alan Holdsworth. And it got taken down by the guy who owns Soft Machine. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We had 200 subscribers. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Could you take down the strike? He's like, don't use my stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, now I have to, now I have to wait 3 months.
But then we looked up that there was a rule that if you're reacting to something, you're changing it, then you can still. So I'm like, why don't we do the same
it was
stuff?
actually Alexa's idea.
Yeah.
And then we did, okay, let's just try it. And then we tried it. We didn't know how to do the whole like headphones thing. So we did it through the speakers in your eyes, the first song.
Yep.
And I just like, it was so beautiful, that song.
Uh-huh.
And I just broke down that same day.
Yes.
And then she's like,
Yeah.
I remember when you said there's going to be a lot of...
There's going to be a lot of crying on this channel, folks.
But it was not planned or anything. It was just like the chord progressions, just the voice. And then you were singing along. I was like, oh, God. So
that's all it takes sometimes. Sometimes it just hits right.
That was our first reaction. And then the rest pretty much is history.
And then we were like, okay, like you showed me stuff. People started saying, why don't you guys do yes, why don't you
Mhm.
guys do, if you
Rush.
like this, you're gonna love Rush. Why don't
Yep.
you know? And then we were like, oh, okay, that'd be fun to listen to stuff that we both haven't listened to.
Right.
And then we got like really big into several bands, but yeah. So should we go into it now? Like
Yeah.
what?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Is it too soon? Because I'm gonna start like name dropping a lot of stuff. You know. So,
Drop
like,
it.
drop
Drop
the
it.
mic.
Okay. So we wanted to ask you what has been the artist that you have
Artist or band?
artist or band that you have discovered since you started the channel that you would say, like, I'm grateful for this one, if you had to narrow it down to one name. What do
If
you
I have to give one name,
yeah,
if I have to give one, only one, right? You get to say one.
I would say one. I mean, I have
One name.
two written down for myself, maybe three.
Oh
But
God,
if you want,
that's not fair because you're just letting him choose one.
but that's why I'm saying
One.
Like,
now.
okay, let's say
Like,
desert island situation.
desert
Yeah,
island
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, whatever you choose.
So if I do go with one, I'm gonna say Kate Bush. I will have to go Kate Bush because apparently everyone else knew about her before me.
Yes.
Well, we didn't.
Oh
Like,
my God,
you
she's.
knew
I knew
Wuthering
one
Heights.
song,
Yeah.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah. Wow.
But I
Kate
knew
Yeah.
a cover
Bush.
because of Angra,
Uh-huh.
Angra from Brazil, or
Uh-huh.
Angra, yeah.
Mhm.
They're cool.
And
I like them.
they're cool. And I knew the song, and it said originally Kate Bush. I was like, who's
Mhm.
Kate Bush?
Uh-huh,
So
uh-huh.
that's how I knew her. But
Yeah.
that's an amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
Kate Bush is on a different level of music. It's a
I-
whole
I-
different genre.
Yeah.
It's like her
she's
own
just
genre.
different.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, my other runner up was going to be Yes, but I'll put them to the side for now. I'll
Who?
toss them to the side.
Who? Who you say? They're one of mine. They're one of mine. Honestly, they are.
Well, let's make it more fair because this is way too hard. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say 3. So
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you
3.
would say Kate Bush,
Yeah.
then Yes.
Kate Bush, Yes, like coming right beneath her. Because yeah, Kate Bush has just like opened my mind incredibly.
That's awesome. We haven't done too much of her.
I've done a
Mhm.
You've
lot,
done,
but
yeah.
without you, unfortunately.
I know.
But yeah,
But
she isn't different.
what I've heard is
Yeah.
amazing. And then her with Peter Gabriel, have you done?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
good too, right?
That was one of the first songs actually I think I heard from her. My first song I heard was Wuthering Heights, definitely.
Okay.
And then I want to say probably Running Up the Hill. You know, the typical ones.
Yeah.
And then I went through and listened to Hounds of Love. Then we started hitting
We
more
did that
albums.
one. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's because it hit me because not only is she just an enchantress of her own and the way that she creates music and stories and brings the emotions together with it,
Yeah.
but specifically with Hounds of Love and the second side of that album,
Mhm.
I've never heard anyone make an epic like that wasn't a progressive rock band.
Right.
You know, and I was like, oh, other people can do that.
Yeah. Solo, you know,
Yeah.
like as a that's awesome. She is, and she's very obviously well known and respected in the music.
Everybody loves her.
Yeah.
All the
community
prog bands like look up to her.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, oh, I got on the boat late.
But you're there. But you're there.
No.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So did you say your third?
We could either do your third or we could go to yours.
Okay, so
yeah,
I would say.
Let me hear yours.
I want to.
So, man, I think I would say because I'm so happy that we can choose 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the band that like got me to appreciate just music again the most, I think would be. Oh man, this is so different. But I'm gonna say but I'm gonna go with Steely Dan.
Okay.
That's a good choice. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is about them. They're just so good. I've not listened to a bad song.
There is no such thing.
It doesn't exist.
There is
But
no.
right there, just like you said, there beneath is Genesis.
Yeah.
Right there beneath. Because I don't know what it is. Genesis, I just like they fill the void that I feel when I'm if I'm in a bad mood. All it takes is Genesis. and I'm
Yeah.
Genesis
fulfilled.
is
Literally.
another-
And
Yes.
it's so weird because I thought Genesis was Land of Confusion or the Invisible Touch.
Mhm.
And
Right.
and so I was like, Genesis, oh no, I don't like that band. They're pop. You know, and then when I heard Firth of Fifth or even the later stuff with Phil Collins, when they just had left,
yeah.
is just like Blood on the Rooftops.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Those songs are just like, I don't know what it is, but that's my favorite.
They're incredible.
I think progressive rock band, because I Steely Dan is more jazz fusion or just rock infused
rock,
oh yeah
jazz.
Well, don't say that because
Funk.
we're gonna get into trouble.
It's a dirty word.
I love that word. Like, I literally have shopped on Amazon for shirts that say yacht rock. Okay, I am proud.
But the real Steely
Nothing
Dan
wrong with Michael McDonald.
Right, exactly. He's amazing. No,
He's-
but the real Steely Dan crowd, if you
I
say
am-
that's yacht
I
rock,
am real.
yeah, I know, no. But they are, for them, it's like almost like
I
a
know.
slap.
It's because we've gotten a lot of
Yeah.
Just say
Whatever.
it. Listen, Steely Dan are the equivalent of like a Criss Cross's Sailing.
yes.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a good
Yes.
song.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yacht me up. That's it.
So you
Totally.
are a Steely Dan fan. Can we say that?
For sure. Yes.
Okay.
No. One of the annoying things was my wife and I were going to go see them. I guess like maybe 2-3 years ago, but it was
Okay.
right when the pandemic was kind of ending.
Yeah.
And we were like ready, and then not even a week before, like they canceled the show, and I was like,
Oh
Oh,
man.
man. Yes, they did the same thing here because we saw them in Oregon. We flew to
Okay.
Oregon, saw them with Snarky Puppy, which, by the way, you have to see live.
oh, I know they were amazing.
Oh my God.
I know
And
they're
then we
amazing.
saw them in Denver, even better, like in a small venue, because we saw them
Way
in an
better.
arena that were
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
as, I think it was too big.
Yeah.
But Steely Dan, and then they were going to play with the Eagles. But remember that
Oh,
the
yeah.
Eagles canceled, like, I think he got sick,
Uh-huh.
Donald Fagen.
Yeah.
So we were not even going to be able to see, we were only going to be able to see the Eagles. And I have a little bit of a problem with the Eagles because I've gotten a copyright strike.
Yes,
I
I've
don't
heard
tell-
about them.
Yeah. Like,
I've
We
heard of
call them the Falcons.
the Falcons.
Yeah,
So then we don't have to say their name.
Yeah.
the birds. The birds. The birds.
Exactly. Just the birds. That's
Yeah.
it.
Just throw out a
Oh,
simple
man.
caw. I know you're
Yeah,
talking about.
that, like the call.
Do a little chicken wing.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
Lord.
this is too much fun. Well,
Yep.
we've already talked about all the ones that I would say. Steely Dan is on my list.
But what's your first? I know what your first band is. What is it? Like, tell.
I would probably have to say, but Steely Dan is right there, and then right there, yes, or like
Has to
here,
be.
like
Has to
this.
be.
So, what?
you
But
know?
your
Has to
favorite
be.
one is?
I think it's yes.
Yes.
For
Has to
me,
be.
yeah, because
John Anderson for her is like
he is
the epiphany
Voice of an
the
angel.
perfect
the
man.
voice of an angel.
Because we went to
Absolutely.
see Yes, and the guy, he's just trying to be John
I
Anderson.
was so
Uh-huh.
Like, Alexia, just enjoy the music. It's all good. No, I can't.
I
I
was
can't.
there
I
like-
can't.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed myself. I got to meet Roger Dean, the
Yeah.
artist
Yeah.
that does all the covers. That was amazing. But yeah, yes, for me is just, it's given me like, they have helped me and held my hand through Prog, and they
Yes.
really make it easy. Like we said before, it gets really chaotic and really crazy and
For
like
sure.
insane. Like, but then they're like, come on, we're
Yeah.
friends. We're going to dance with flowers in our
In the
hair.
forest.
Yeah.
Because he's such a mystical figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John
He has
Anderson.
that hippie guru kind of.
Yes,
Yeah.
even the way
La,
he
you know?
dresses and the way
Exactly.
he sings and the way
Yes.
he
Yeah.
moves. I love that stuff too.
Mhm.
You know?
I agree.
No,
But I just
It's amazing.
I'm just like a Genesis
I know.
freak.
What
Like, I don't
yes
know.
is to me,
It's
Genesis is to
Yeah.
Nick.
But I like that
I-
difference though.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love Genesis too, though. They're on my list.
Yeah.
And then you saying your last one if you.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to say my last one. I'm going to switch gears.
I'm
I'm going to switch gears.
okay.
So, Lex, what's your favorite Yes album?
Oh,
Ooh.
brother, I think Close to the Edge.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Nick, what's your favorite Genesis album?
Oof, that's a good one. I think Wind and Wuthering.
Okay.
And I know interesante, but I know it's not Peter
Muy
Gabriel.
interesante.
Oh, speaking of this, real quick pause. I heard you speaking Spanish.
Me?
Amazing. Amazing.
No hablo español.
Sí.
No,
You
mi
did an
esposa.
intro. You did an intro. When
Mi
you
esposa habla español, pero no me.
Yo te vi en el video de you did Argentinian Seru Girán. Was
Los
it
Jaivas.
Los
Jaivas. Sí.
Who?
Los Jaivas.
Los
Los
Jaivas.
Jaivas.
Yeah, you did
Chile.
a full album.
Yeah.
And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, let's see. And then you did the little intro in Spanish. Muy bien.
Thank you. I truly don't know Spanish, but like I've taken years and years and years of high school Spanish. My wife's Colombian. I've just been around Spanish culture my whole life. So like I can understand it decently and I can like throw out enough, but I don't actually know Spanish.
Well,
or maybe I do.
I
It's
think
so
you
good.
did great.
It's so funny because all of our friends here in Denver are all Colombian.
Or
all
Venezuelan.
Or Venezuelan.
Yeah.
We don't even have Mexican friends.
No.
There's like one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's more Colombian here, right?
Yeah.
There's
a lot of.
I love the culture. I love the
Yeah.
accent. I love their food. What's the ¿cómo se llaman esas cosas?
Arepas.
Arepas.
Oh yeah. I love it.
Oh my.
I love it.
Yeah, and their
Love it.
arepas is to a Mexican, like what a Mexican is to a tortilla. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
we
Yep.
use tortillas how they use arepas. So
Yep.
it's like
Oh, I love it
total
all.
fusion. Sometimes we'll put like taco stuff in
Yep.
arepas.
Yep.
Yeah, now going back, this was a very good question. Because I can say my favorite Phil album would
Mhm.
be Wind and Wuthering, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
But my favorite Gabriel album with Genesis, that
Mhm.
would be
Selling England.
Selling England. Oh, I love Selling England. And have you heard what's her name? That cover, that lady, Happy Roads.
Yes, actually just this song to
my
her,
lord. Have
like
you
a
heard
week
her?
ago.
Have you heard her version of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway? It's
No, I didn't even know
hauntingly
that she made one.
It's so hauntingly beautiful. I think I like
amazing.
it literally the same as the original. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are gonna hate me for that, but
Yeah.
it's true. It's so good. Her voice. She has maybe 5 octaves.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
I've only heard one song by her, but I liked it a lot, and a lot of people said that she's like
She is.
Kate Bush-esque, you know?
Yes, yes.
She totally is.
She can go as high as Kate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But low, like she can really do like
Yeah.
Bowie low.
Yeah.
You know?
No, she seems like she's really cool. I just haven't
Yeah.
dove into her more than just that one song
Yeah.
yet. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna send it to you later. That you have to. Maybe you can do a
Yeah.
reaction. Happy Roads, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Mhm.
But I think also, I mean, when I heard Firth of Fifth, that changed my
Mhm.
life
Yeah.
forever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that Tony Banks for me is one of the best. I know a lot of people love Keith Emerson
Mhm.
and or Jordan Rudess, you know. But
Yeah.
I think like Tony Banks is the perfect mix of class and classical music.
Yes. Yes.
But
Right.
also the virtuosity, but it's not too much
Mhm.
because Jordan
Mhm.
Rudess is wonderful, but after 5 minutes you're like, oh my god, you know, like
I don't want to give my opinion on Jordan Rudess because I'll be like this. I'll be like,
yeah.
Why? What?
Well, because he's so good.
He
you know?
is. Yeah.
He is amazing. No, did you see that video where he just improvised like a solo over Animals as Leaders?
Oh yeah, that was
Just
crazy.
like nothing.
yes, I did see that. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh yeah, just they do 3-minute Prog songs. That's amazing.
I know. Like, dude, you toured with them. Like,
Yeah, he didn't even know. Like, Animals as Leaders, do I know them? Yeah, you were on tour with them for 6 months.
He's like, what?
Interesting.
That's cool.
I love the guy. He's just like, I mean, he is obviously on a different level. And I met him
Oh,
through
yeah.
Like Pretension.
Mhm.
That was my first exposure. I was like, who is this keyboardist? You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
totally different from
Mhm.
Derek Sherinian, Kevin Moore.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
just like out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Tony Banks, I think, is just the beauty of his playing.
yeah.
Is just unmatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him than all the other greats, you know,
Mhm.
which is I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can see that because Tony is really like a master of bringing, like you said, like he can be incredibly subtle. with what he's
Yes.
playing. He can bring in those classical influences, obviously, like with Firth of Fifth, or he can play extravagant. Like he can bring the heat.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
totally.
He can
He
bring
never-
it and
He
solo
never
out.
disappoints, and even if he doesn't play any intros or solos, his chords,
Mhm.
Yeah.
his aportación, ¿cómo se llama?
His contribution.
Contribution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
his contribution to Genesis is just so important, and I think each member is so brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah,
That it just works for me so well.
Yes.
You know?
Steve Hackett. I mean, come on.
of course.
Come
of
on.
course.
Mhm, mhm.
But yeah.
Have you guys seen him live?
No.
No.
I've only
We've
seen the musical
box. I was
which
going to
was-
ask you, have you seen that?
I haven't seen them. No, I only saw
Oh.
Steve Hackett.
Okay. How was
years
that?
ago.
Was that awesome?
Oh, incredible! It was incredible.
Oh, that's great.
It was like watching Genesis.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then
Yeah.
someone up here, I'm trying to find.
We haven't even talked
No.
today. The comment section is
But
like
that's
being
okay.
ignored.
That's okay because it's about us.
Yeah, it's about us.
It's about
Mhm.
us. But someone said that you went to go see John Anderson.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So-
jealous.
Yeah. So I saw him with the I always forget their name. These Hard Rock Academy, School of Hard something Academy. I can't remember
Okay.
now.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw them. I want to say about 2 years ago now, and I mean, just seeing John up there. I mean, everything that you imagine and feel from him, like seeing him up there. I saw him walk across the stage, come on, and I'm like,
Oh
there it is.
man.
I can only imagine.
I want to go see him. He's coming to
Yeah.
Denver, and
Yeah.
there's so many concerts coming, and it's like we want to get tickets for all of them, but then it's
Mhm.
like
yeah,
Yeah, we wanted to
Yeah.
see see Hans Zimmer, but it's like $400.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's so
No,
much
it's a lot.
money. It's a lot. But
I wish I could because it's Guthrie in the
Mhm.
band,
yeah,
you know.
Guthrie Gunman.
And I mean, they're gonna play obviously stuff like by Interstellar,
Yeah.
Dune, but
Mhm.
it's just
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
and
What was the
also
last
Billy
live show that
Joel.
you guys went to?
Well, technically, we just last weekend we went to like a local show, and it was
Mhm.
pretty
It
good.
was like a Zappa-esque kind of like
yeah.
I mean, there
Okay.
were smaller bands, but big. What have you seen
The
big?
last big thing was it Peter Gabriel? The last big one that we saw?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys got to see him?
Yeah,
in his
we went
latest
to
tour?
see him.
that was
How was
also.
it?
Amazing.
There were people in front of us just bawling.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because I think
Yeah.
they've been fans for like 30 years,
Yeah.
and then finally
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
beautiful.
and Tony Levin on stage, you
Mhm.
know.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was just like in awe the entire time.
Yes.
It's just like he
Mhm.
has such a subtle voice, and he explains before he sings the next tune.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And it's just an experience. Like the
Yes.
whole set was moving, and it was just
Mhm.
amazing.
It was
And
beautiful.
then
Beautiful.
after that we saw the musical box, right? Which was
Yes.
literally like seeing
Okay.
Genesis in the 70s.
Yes.
Like
yes.
they literally have the same
You should go
clothes on.
for sure.
I've
Do
heard
not miss it.
so much good about them.
Yeah, they
Like,
do.
not miss
incredible.
it.
Everything about that show is like a recreation.
Yeah.
Even the when
Yeah.
he cleans his voice
Right.
is in part of the act.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
remember? Like,
They have
It's-
oh
studied
my
them.
yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And when we heard JP Firth of Fifth,
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my.
Yep.
I was crying.
I was like, I
Yeah.
was bawling.
Yeah.
Like my
Both of us.
skin
Yep.
was like, oh my God.
Because it was so loud
good.
and the time, because you
It
know
was
how sometimes bands
perfect.
play a little bit, they rush.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
drag, rush.
Yep.
Okay, Whiplash.
Okay, were you rushing or were you dragging? Answer. No, but they were not rushing. They were not. It was the same
It was
time signature
Exactly.
as
Mhm.
Genesis. It was
Yes.
like listening to the CD,
Yes.
but live. And it was just
Yeah.
like, thank you.
It was
That's
Here.
awesome.
yeah, beautiful.
That's
What
awesome.
was the last show that you saw?
Let's see. Last show that I saw was Otoboke Beaver, which is
Okay.
completely different. They're a Japanese punk band.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Nice.
Now they are
That
cool.
must have been
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Oh, I
very
loved it.
intense, huh?
they're incredibly intense, but also like hilarious. Like literally, if you go on YouTube, just type in Otoboke Beaver, and the first video will tell you all you need to know about them.
Okay.
Alright. We can make it.
Incredible.
We could do a reaction
Yeah,
to
we
it.
could.
Yeah,
Absolutely
we saw
incredible.
one. You know Marty Friedman from Megadeth.
Yes, the guitarist, right?
Yeah, we saw
Okay.
him as like a solo act,
Oh,
and
yeah.
his entire band were Japanese, and
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
loved
yeah.
that he played all these oriental sounding. You know,
Yes.
the scale
The
is also
scales and-
Japanese, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I think what was the band that we actually saw that day? Was it
Glenn Hughes?
No,
No.
that was Ingrid Malmsteen. No. But Marty Friedman we saw. They're big.
Haken.
Haken.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen
yeah.
Haken?
Okay. I didn't, but they did come to my town like a few months ago.
Yeah.
I just didn't get
Because
to
they
them.
toured with Symphony X for a while, and
Okay.
I do recommend them. Not like my favorite progressive metal, but very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I listened to their latest album when it came out, just on my own, not on the channel or anything like that. I liked it. It wasn't like my favorite thing, but I liked it enough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you're more into now. You've changed, and you're like, okay, I can take less now. You know?
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like I've not listened to the new Dream Theater album. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
Or the new Liquid Tension album. I just haven't taken the time. I rather listen to, I don't know, like a Rush album that I haven't heard.
Yeah.
That's just I think we're like the same thing happened to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
If we like the Doors, we love the Doors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kent
Oh, the
wants
Doors.
to know what you think of the Doors, Jake.
Kent, what do I think of the Doors? I got one right over here on my left. No.
I use them every day, baby.
On my channel, I'm like sometimes serious, but I'm not serious.
I know. I love it.
I love the Doors. I mean, just an incredible group. Ray is an incredible keyboardist, organist. His tones that he gets out of that are amazing. They're an amazing group. I've only listened to a little bit from them. I mean, one full album and a few other songs, but they're an incredible group.
Yeah. The thing is about I have to put address the elephant in the room. They block.
Oh, the Doors. Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I haven't had any blocked videos.
Really?
Oh no, but only if you do like 2 or 3. We used to do a lot of marathons.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you do single songs, you're good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, because
Okay.
you don't do like marathons and stuff. We do marathons, and I think that is a little bit more difficult because there's a lot of record companies like saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" So you have to kind of like find a happy medium.
Yes.
How to put them together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like I do occasionally, like on Saturdays, I do full albums most of the time. So pretty much no matter what, I don't care if the group blocks or if they don't block. If it's a full album, I always edit it.
Yeah.
And it just saves time in the long run, because what happens sometimes and what used to happen is I would do a full album and I would just release the whole thing, and one song would get blocked.
Yeah.
The rest of them would be okay. So the whole video gets blocked for one song, and I'm gonna edit one song out, you know.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm just saving my time ahead of time, you know.
That's very smart. That's very smart. And then do you upload like the full thing on Patreon or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
yeah, I always upload the full one on Patreon, and it's always open, so anyone can just go and click it. The only thing I don't do are live videos as much anymore.
Okay.
You know, because of the whole copyright strike situation.
Yeah.
You know, so so those I do lock behind Patreon, but occasionally I still will have a few live videos that.
Yeah. And congrats, by the way, on that strike going
I'm
away.
sorry, dude. I know your pain.
I earned it.
I know your pain though, because we've had it 3 times. We've had the Soft Machine, my solo, Hotel California, was like copyright strike, and then copyright strike, Soft Machine, and then Frank Gambale. He was adorable. He took it down literally a day. He was like, "Oh my god, I didn't know. I have no idea why this happened." And he's like, "You can any music you want, you can react to." And he's an amazing guitar. I don't know if you know him, but Frank Gambale, I highly recommend him if you like.
That's awesome. No,
fusion guitar.
I love it's not a ton, but I love when the band or the artist actually like reaches out to you, or like, you know, it's like, hey, let's do something together. Like the most incredible one for me was Gentle Giant reaching out to me.
Oh wow.
A few months ago, and having me do a premiere of one of the things that they were releasing. Like, I was like,
that is amazing.
You guys watch me?
Yes, I know.
That is
We had something similar with Solar Federation. That is, they just won Best Cover Band of Rush, and they reached out, not like this,
heard them, you have
but
to
they were
listen.
basically saying, "Hey, thank you for doing this,
Yes.
because it's really like it's advertisement for us, and
we
appreciate it."
Yes.
And I wish many bands would think of it this way, because that's what we're doing. You know?
We've gotten also a very sweet one, Annie Haslam from Renaissance.
Yes.
She also
was
so kind, and she was like, "Thank you so much." just so
it's so humbling,
because
man.
That's awesome.
we are giving them. If you think about it, as reactors, don't you feel like we are promoting the band? I mean,
yeah,
people
for sure,
who
for sure.
either don't know of them can discover them through you, number one. And number two, you are just putting their stuff out there for people to see you react to their favorite band. You know, like I feel like
because it is 50 years old, some of this stuff.
Yeah. We're bringing it back. We're keeping it alive.
Yep. No, I mean, I'm a big proponent of like the artists and the musicians' rights and their copyright and everything like that. So I'm obviously the money goes to them. I don't care, you know, whatever. I always am like, all right, if you're gonna block it, all right, like, it's your music. If you don't want it out there in a certain place, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm gonna work around it, but okay, that's
exactly.
But
we're the same.
You do you.
Yeah, because I mean, it's completely fair for them to get all of our music. All of our videos are demonetized. It's just the way it is, but which is fair. Some of the videos they don't have any copyright behind them. Like we just had this amazing band.
Indio Solari.
Have you heard Indio Solari from Argentina? It gets like 85,000 views. You should do that reaction. Yeah, they're like Argentinians are crazy about their music. That's all they listen to.
Aquí tenemos varios argentinos viendo. Así es que muchas gracias, los amamos.
See, no, really, like that's all they listen to, and that's what they want. Like they don't really accept music from the US or UK,
because
which
their
is
stuff
fine.
is really good.
Like
at
it
the
is really
same time that shit was happening in England and in the US, it was happening there too, you know, and with less technology. So it is a big achievement. Their music is very, very good. And that's why they're so passionate. But they're passionate about everything. Their soccer, everything's lo mejor. So we all know that and we love them. Still.
It's almost like a little bit of a meme again with like Latin America and America, but we love them to death. We have friends from Argentina. And they're that's just the way they are. But yeah, I think it should be like they should be getting their cuts, of course, because it's their music. But sometimes, but yeah, don't block it. Like don't take that away. But I think maybe in the future, people are gonna like realize that it actually is beneficial. And then it's gonna change.
Exactly.
And a lot of bands are kind of realizing that. You know, I see a lot of more modern bands that like understand how it all works and everything. Like they'll be the ones to reach out. I'm sure you guys get emails too, like, you know, hey, this band wants to do something. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure you guys see on your end too, but I won't say a decent amount of bands, when you see the revenue, the monetary part of it, it says sharing revenue. Because a lot of bands will allow the share. Okay.
I like that.
You get some, I get some. Thanks for putting the music out there.
Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
Love her. Because she's very
you do that a lot.
She's very considerate, you know, like you're helping me, I'm helping you. Like Chris says here, you guys are introducing older people to newer music, younger people to older music. So it's a plus for everyone. We're winning, they're all winning. And I wish that more people and artists and record companies more so would see it that way.
It's just it's such an old format that it used to be like, hey, I'm gonna sell you my cassette, and then I'm going to sell you my CD, and then I'm going to remaster that CD, and then I'm going to make a 50th anniversary, and that's how they think. And they think that the whole streaming and YouTube is like counterproductive, because they don't have that mindset. If there've been so many years, so 40 years, it has worked that way. Like I sell my record, I get my money, and then. That's it. Yeah, so they're not used to this format, which I get, you know. No, it's
just keeping up with technology. You know, it's a new thing. It's kind of a new era in this regard, you know.
Absolutely.
And now even with AI, like I look at AI and I'm like, what is this? I mean, for other people, it's gonna be completely normal. For me, it's almost shocking, like what AI can do. And as far as videos, like I've seen like trailers of like Star Wars in the 50s. And it looks real, right? And it looks like legit, and I'm like, wow, like this is like it's gonna change the whole industry, like the movie industry and music. People are composing with AI, so it's like I don't even know how that's gonna sound like, but
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna find
We'll
out.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
But-
man. Well, let's see. Several people are at. Well, Greg is asking if JP has mentioned B-bop Deluxe or Bill Nelson yet.
So
So
have you
tell
guys
us about
ever
that.
heard of them?
No.
Or-
No.
Ooh.
Is that your whole fourth?
Ooh. Not quite, but
Okay. It's not a drinking game yet.
not yet. Not yet. I got my water over here. So B-bop Deluxe are, I don't know what you would describe them as. To me, the closest band you could describe them as is kind of like Roxy Music,
Okay.
in the sense of how they started and how they kind of progress. Except B-bop Deluxe is kind of more, I guess, starting glam rock maybe, but leading more into art rock, and I don't even know where you kind of put them at. But Bill Nelson's the guitarist in there and the singer.
Okay.
Really incredible guitarist. Really, really cool. They have a ton of albums as well. Just a really great band. Just a really great band to listen to, basically. Especially for like good guitar work.
Okay. Which
Let's
song
check
would
him
you
out.
suggest that we start off with? Or is there a specific song or just album that we should like kickstart from? Or
Give me a moment, because I have the album in my head, but I'll find a song for you. I'll
Okay.
find a song
Now
for you.
I'm a little bit scared because it could be because I know a lot of people. They know exactly what I've listened to, every single song, every single artist.
Mhm.
So if I've listened to Bill Nelson,
I-
sorry.
Bill Nelson rings a bell. I feel
are
like
you gonna
I'm gonna
look it up on our channel?
because
it sounds
it sounds very familiar. And when you said he's a guitarist, I'm like, ooh, I think we may have done.
no.
we
Yeah,
haven't.
Oh, thank
Okay,
God.
we have
Okay.
not. No.
Good.
So I would recommend for a fun song. I have it pulled up. Sleep That Burns. One of the first songs I heard from them. And I was
Sleep
like, this
That
band's
Burns.
interesting. I don't
Pull
know.
it
Okay.
up. You're like,
Something's going on with them.
I'm like,
Okay.
pull it up, Jamie. She gets mad when I say, "Can you pull it up, sweetie?" And she's like, "This is not Joe Rogan, okay?"
Right? It doesn't work like that.
I know. I really wanted Jamie myself.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Oh man. So what do you think? Several people are also talking about ELP. Have you? What's your?
Oh, we totally miss.
Yeah, we
didn't
haven't
talk-
even talked about
What
them
is
because
wrong with that?
they're
I
also.
clicked the button.
Oh, look at you, muy bien. I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah. Maybe
I was like,
make
I'll do
it,
it
make it a little
Good
smaller. I
job.
like the smaller one more.
The smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cretino got
It's
an
like-
ELP tattoo on his 65th birthday. That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome.
Oh, nice.
So ELP, I love them. My favorite album from ELP is actually going to be, why can't I remember it now? When I'm on camera, I forget things.
I'm the
happens.
same.
It happens
Always.
to us
Always.
always.
I see it, and I don't want to look it up because I feel like that's cheating. It's the it's the live album that they cover. Basically, hold on, I got to do it.
Look it up. Look it up.
I got to do it.
Also, people in the comments, if they know what you're talking about, please help us out.
There it is.
That sometimes happens.
It's pictures at an exhibition. I don't know if you guys have heard that
pictures.
Yes. Yeah.
one. So
We've done a few.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's like one of their popular albums amongst like ELP like fans. I mean, obviously
Okay.
it's a big album from them and
Okay.
everything,
Mhm.
but there's something about that album, the way that they interpret everything and put it all together in their ELP style that I think is absolutely incredible.
Okay.
My second favorite album from them would be Trilogy.
Trilogy. Oh,
That's-
my God.
So good.
I mean, we
That's
still
great.
love, and it's so simple. Happy Man.
Yes.
Happy
Lucky Man.
Mhm.
Lucky
I'm
Man.
sorry,
Lucky
Lucky
Man,
Man,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
a Pebble. The
Yes.
Pebble.
Take a Pebble. Yep.
Take a
That's
Pebble.
an
I
amazing
mean,
one.
it's just
Mhm.
I remember when she first heard what was that? Happy Man, Lucky Man, and then when the keyboard comes in, you were like, oh my God.
No,
Like,
my
remember?
my favorite of theirs is I just said
But the
it.
keyboard in Lucky Man, remember that you always get chills because
Yeah.
it's like so
Mhm.
subtle, but it's so
Yeah.
From the beginning. That's my
From the
favorite. That's the
beginning.
one you're thinking of.
Oh my
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah,
Yeah.
That song, and actually, I was.
That's the
where
one.
was I the other day? I was somewhere, and I was like so bored waiting. I don't know,
Mhm.
oil change or some boring thing like that.
Uh-huh.
And then, oh, yes, oil change at the dealer. And from the beginning came on and I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh,
Like, okay.
This
Yep.
place is jamming. Okay.
When you
I'm
hear a
coming back.
random, when you hear a random Prog song and like a Costco, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Or Rush.
DJ,
No,
turn it up.
it's super.
Yeah,
It's
I
super
know.
funny because sometimes we're driving and like if people pull up besides us,
Yeah.
they're like, "What are these people listening to?"
Uh-huh.
We're like
uh-huh.
listening to Kansas, like the
Yeah.
instrumental parts,
Yes.
like they get really crazy,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then people look at us like, "What is going on with these people?" And we're like,
Yeah.
they don't get it because they're
Yeah.
listening to like Drake or
Yeah.
something more like very, very
Yes.
radio friendly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I love those faces, of like total like disbelief, like
Yep.
what are you listening to?
That's me when I'm pulling up rolling death metal. Mhm.
Yeah, I know.
Ah.
Oh man, do you know King Diamond?
So I've heard the name. He was from that band Merciful Fate, right?
Yes, yeah, he does basically
yeah.
both at the same time.
Okay.
It's not the easiest genre to get into because it's very falsetto all the time, but it's really good. It's really good metal.
I have one of his album, not King Diamonds, but Merciful Fate. One of the albums I have on my wish list, which is basically my list of like albums I want to react to.
Okay.
Right.
So it's currently on that. I don't remember which one it is, but it's one of the albums I put on there.
Is it Abigail? No, that's King Diamond. That's
no,
King
it's
Diamond.
not. I can tell you. I can look at my list real quick. I can pull that up and take a quick look. It's I think it has like an orangey cover. Is it Don't Break the Oath? That one.
Very good.
That
Oh,
one.
you're gonna love it. It's
That's the one
just
I
a
have on my list.
good metal album. Classic, Ride the Lightning style. Like that kind of deal. You get a good kick.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, actually, let's switch to another question. Why not?
Okay.
All right. Besides, YouTube comments and people giving, suggestions and everything, how do you guys find new music?
Well, I guess through
like requests.
No, but I mean, what is it called? Like, I can't even think of what it's called. This program, Spotify.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay,
Spotify
okay.
kind of like recommends you stuff.
Yes.
If you listen to certain things.
Yes.
And sometimes when I really like an album, I'm like, oh, fans also listen to.
Mhm.
Interesting, and that's how we kind of like do it when it's not through the comments.
Yes.
But how do
Gotcha.
you do it?
Gotcha. So secondary question. Do you listen or explore music on your own without like YouTube, I guess, assistance or requests? Like, do you do your own thing basically?
It's hard. We find it's like a reactor's curse that we can't dive deep. Today I felt guilty because I had this playlist on that like puts together things that I like, and it was like Supertramp and like Genesis and all this stuff, right? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then a Supertramp song came on that I didn't know, and I was like,
right.
And I'm like, this is really good.
I know.
This is really, really good.
Yeah, it's like we call it literally like the.
I really don't want to skip it. I don't
Mhm,
want to skip
mhm.
it, but I should save it for a reaction.
Yeah. Do
you
you
know?
do that too?
Well, that happened to me once. I was driving back home from somewhere, and I just had the radio on, and a song came on, and I was like, It was definitely an older song. I was like, this is really good. I don't know who this is, but it's really good. So I quickly like pulled out my phone, did that little Google Voice thing to find out what song it was, and then found what it was. It was the Byrds with something. I think it was Back Pages. I think it was.
Okay.
And I turned off my radio. And then I reacted to it the same day and just said like, hey, I heard part of this song on the radio. It sounded really good. So
I
We've
know.
done that.
It's so
That's-
weird because I mean we want to be like honest about like
Yeah.
we've not
Of
heard this
course.
before.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, well, we can't react to everything.
We can't react to everything. Yeah.
Right.
But then I'm like, I haven't really like listened to like the rest of Genesis because I do want to do it with you, or at least
Yes.
mhm.
But
But
that's what
it is
happened.
it sucks though because I would just love to take a deep dive sometimes into an album,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I want to save it for later for the channel, and it's just
So
Yeah.
that's why we limit musical discovery on our own. But when we
Mhm.
do, like you showed me What a Fool Believes, remember? By
Michael.
yeah.
Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers. And so yeah, I know it was like, sit down. I have something to show you.
No, because I was like,
Sit down right
I was
now.
listening to Spotify, I think on the TV, and then
Yeah.
suddenly I was listening to Steely Dan,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
that song came on, and I was like, oh my god, Like after
Yeah.
20 seconds, this is so good. And then I'm like, okay, Alexa, sit down. We're gonna have to listen to this.
Yeah.
And then she just knew it. She knew like the chorus, and I was
That
like,
happens to you, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some songs you do
Yep.
know
Because
like
of
you've heard
cinema.
in a grocery store or in a movie or
Exactly. That happens. I want to say with my Billy Joel reaction, I was listening to The Stranger, that album, and there would be like a song that would come on, and I'm like, I haven't actively heard this, but I've heard this.
Yeah. Like at least the first 20 seconds, like in
Yeah.
a like Scorsese movie with a lot of
Mhm.
Rolling Stones, a lot of like
or a
you
good
know,
chorus.
Cream.
Yeah.
A strong chorus.
Yeah,
that-
typical Hollywood
Mhm.
uses a lot of good music that's very
Yeah.
famous. So sometimes when I listen to like something that's very popular, I'm like, I
Mhm.
know the intro, but
Mhm.
the rest of the song I've never heard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do say, you know.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah,
Well, we've had 100 viewers the entire time. Thank you so much, guys.
100
that-
personas, gracias.
Bien,
Gracias.
muy bien. El resto del live va a ser en español. Muchas gracias. The rest of the live is going to be in Spanish. So,
Oh, Dios mío.
oh man.
Oh,
So, have you been learning? So you said your wife is
Mhm.
Colombian.
Colombian.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything? Like, do you feel, or because Nick is German, he's from Germany, but my German is still not where it should be.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
It's okay.
So I'm sure it happens, right? Like,
Yeah. No, for sure. I genuinely like. It's not like I've actively tried to learn Spanish or anything like that, but just being around her family and stuff like that, like you know, it kind of integrates a little bit more into me.
Yeah.
But I've definitely learned a little bit, but I kind of came into it with already a little bit of knowledge. So it's kind of more solidified it more than anything.
Right.
I'd say.
And does she speak Spanish to you at all? Like
nah.
No.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Like
I don't know.
We do it like we just by default. It's like super weird. We speak like Spanglish.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever word comes to mind first. We just switch it for if we're speaking Spanish, and then us like we just switch like we put in a like a.
But that's cool though.
Yeah, it just keeps it very fun, and we never really know how it's gonna like come out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But even like my mom sent us this T-shirt. It was like Spanglish. When you can't think of una palabra in one language, say it in la otra. When you can't think of one word,
perfect.
and
That's
then
a
you say it in
perfect
the
shirt.
other.
Yeah.
That's
like,
a perfect
I need
shirt.
Because it's with her family, everybody speaks Spanish and English.
Yeah,
Because her mom is American and your dad is Mexican, and her sisters only spoke Spanish, but now they only speak English.
Yeah.
Okay.
They now live in the States.
They speak Spanish still, but they use
but
English
it's so
more.
like when we're together, like when there's like 6 people, it's like Spanish, English,
So
and then
it's
now
everything.
we have a new family member, which is the fiance of your sister, and he's just American. He's 100% American, but he's learning Spanish, right? Like, and it's so adorable.
But my sister like expects him to. That's why I'm like, how is your wife? Like, does your wife expect?
No.
Okay.
Nah. Plus, we've known each other literally since we were kids. Like,
that's cool.
It's almost the same. How long have you been married?
Yeah, how long have you been together?
9 years. 9 years now.
That's literally like
Awesome.
That's just like congratulations because I mean we just had our so we got married in 2012, but then we had our wedding just last year
like
because we never really had a
ceremony.
Wedding. It was really cool, and everybody was there, and I love it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Something like symbolic, you know.
Well, congrats, guys. Congrats on that. That was nice.
David wants to know if you've done any Little River Band. They're another band that I'm very happy that we've discovered on the channel. I don't know enough to put them in my top anything, but I love them.
So I haven't reacted to anything by them, and I have heard them though.
Okay.
Whatever their most popular song is, I've heard it. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Reminiscing.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
that's like the most.
I already know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
but they have some great drumming in their stuff, huh?
The only reason I know that band. Have you guys ever seen The Other Guys?
No.
The
movie?
Yeah. A movie? No, I haven't seen it.
Because he keeps on playing Little River Band, and he tells him to stop playing it. And I was like, "Ooh, I like this song," and I literally looked them up the same day.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so funny because I got introduced to Rush through a movie called Fanboys. And these guys like love Star Wars, right? Like van, and they have a van with like R2-D2 on top, and all they listen to in that van is Rush. And it's
Okay.
like, why do you only listen to Rush? Don't you like variety? And then he's like, Rush is variety.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny, man.
He's a total
It's-
Rush
Yep.
fanboy.
and I was like, what is with this Rush? And that's how I got exposed to Tom Sawyer,
Uh-huh.
and I think a couple of other songs.
Moving
like,
Pictures.
yeah, I think Moving Picture-esque, that, and I think I've listened to that album, but then I kind of got back into the Dream Theater stuff, and
Yeah. I think we both have a kind of similar trajectory at that particular point, because same thing during my Dream Theater phase, I bought Permanent Waves, and
I
then
love that album.
one other album, but I literally only made it through like 2 tracks, and I was like, it's not Dream Theater.
yes,
Yeah.
I
Literally,
know,
that's-
and it's like I could kill
That's
myself
hilarious.
about because I was so like, it's just when you're naive.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
know?
correct.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, yes, they do some time signature changes. I like it. And yeah, the boys, and I mean, Getty, is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And it's based, but it's like, nah, but Dream Theater, like in that time, I was just like, they do it better.
Yeah.
Even though it's basically they're
different.
imitating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people get mad when we like compare in videos, if we say, oh, this sounds like whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what
this
you're talking
came
about.
first.
Right.
Yeah.
They sound
I
like
made
that.
the biggest
I'm like,
mistake.
oh
we
my God.
reacted to the Beatles. Like, if the Beatles were a band, I don't know why I never got exposed to, because like like your parents, my mom and my dad exposed me to jazz all the time. My mom, classical music, all my childhood, and then Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Moody Blues, and stuff like that. But never the Beatles. I don't know why. I've never really asked her. But the other day we heard She's So Heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
that's
the
so good.
title?
Yeah.
And
That's
I was
a
like,
good one.
oh, it sounds like In the Flesh. And people are like in the comments, it's not Pink Floyd. They're inspired by the Beatles. I'm
We
like,
are
I
just
know.
comparing it to what we know.
Exactly.
Because
Okay.
it sounds really
Like,
heavy. That song has a little bit of distortion in there.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
riffs.
heavy.
So good.
It's
Have you
heavy.
seen the movie Across the Universe?
You know what's funny? I actually have a long time ago, and like I think I enjoyed it at the time, but it was like kind of in and out.
Okay.
I didn't like really connect with it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Those are cool visuals. That's a decent song.
It's got very good visuals. Yeah.
That's how when I saw the first time, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also kind of like what we talked about before. Like that was the time of when I was really consuming movies and film.
Okay.
So like if it didn't connect, I was on to the next thing. Like
Yeah.
I was really
Okay.
just devouring film. Like
Okay.
Yeah,
so.
we had that stage
Oh,
too,
yeah.
remember? When we just would
Oh,
like
man.
binge
So
movies.
everything that would come out, we'd watch everything.
Yeah. No,
Or
I
we'd
remember
go
trying
to-
to keep up with it. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's wow, it's a lot.
And just like movies are not as good
Mhm.
for some reason. you know?
Nowadays, right?
Yeah, they're just like, I mean, Oscar season is nice, but but other than that, it's just like not the same.
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 good movies
Yeah.
per year.
Mhm.
Not like last year, like Oppenheimer was pretty
Yeah.
amazing, but
Mhm.
that's it. Everything
Yes.
else is kind of like,
Yeah.
See, I haven't even seen like the last movie I saw that. Also, the thing is kind of like we talked about before. I don't have like as much time to like sit there and watch a movie, so that's like a big part of it. And if I want to sit and watch a movie, like I have to really want to watch it.
Yeah.
So the last movie I watched was The Witch, and
Okay.
like I love that movie.
Which
I love
it's
it.
because the problem is
Oh, yeah.
JP, like, she doesn't like horror.
Oh, I tried to get my wife to watch it. She wouldn't watch it with me.
So I have to watch them by myself. I watched the new Evil Dead Rise, and then she couldn't do that. And then the Nun, like, you would
No.
like die
No
because
way.
she
Yeah.
kind of like she
Oh, I
takes it
understand.
with her,
Yeah,
and then she's like scared for days. And
Sorry.
audio's
sorry.
off.
We can't hear you.
We're done.
Sorry. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
we're back. But yeah, I understand, and I don't
Yeah.
judge. Like, it's been like this literally since we met. I got her to see because she was like, okay, the movie that kind of like traumatized me forever was The Shining. And I was like, okay, good one. And then we watched Doctor Sleep. Remember?
Yes.
And then we said, okay, let's just try to watch The Shining, and she did.
Yeah.
Her dad was there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2 protective people.
And my sister.
And your
was there,
little
too, so I
sister.
was like,
So
The
she
I
whole
am
was
crew.
in
just
a good environment.
so she's just like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my husband, my dad, and my sister, I'm good. I'm in good
We're good
hands.
to go.
And you were
Yeah.
not like
I did pretty well that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. But I
Yeah.
mean, it happens, we have always movies have always been a huge part of our lives. I think even when I grew up, my grandfather was very into movies. My dad, who is here, by the way, I didn't highlight his comment earlier, but he was here. Here, look.
Oh, hello.
Is that? Hello.
Hey.
So he's also very into movies. And then when I started my own like little movie collection, I'd love to just buy DVDs. Like I'm a collector.
We were on the hunt.
And then when I met Nick, he had his own collection of DVDs, you know, and then it was like, wow.
We put them together and we like 300 movies.
Yeah. Such a transformer.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean it's a big thing, and music is just so, like, right now obviously it's a lot of what we do, the three of us, music, you know. And like David says, music is the best way to relieve stress and puts your heart and mind into a better place. Do you like, you know, and you I wanted to ask you, I don't know how long you like wanted to make this. Like, I don't know. I know you said you needed. Okay. I wasn't sure if there was
my light a little bit, but I'm good.
Okay. Just because I don't know if there was a time frame that you were available. I don't remember what that time frame.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay.
Until I get bored. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, perfect. Just say the word.
I'm sorry.
And suddenly it's just like, oh, yeah, I guess he left.
This is why my channel is just JP, because I can't. I'm too sillier with other people. I joke around too much.
No, we're very like weird, right?
Oh yeah,
but in a funny way, and we don't. I guess we don't show too much.
Yeah.
But people that know us are like NicknLex, but not in a way, not in a negative way. Right. Just like kind of like all like Tourette'sy and stuff.
Yeah.
Very like very outspoken, I guess.
Totally.
So we have to keep it under like control when we're on camera. Right?
Yeah.
Especially when we're together. But so we're good. We're good.
Perfect.
So someone is here.
El Chucky.
Chucky is here.
Chucky, saludos Argentina y a tu tóxica. Y
Hola, Chucky.
Hola, Chucky.
¿Y cómo se llama el pequeño?
Gonzalito. They had a little, he's a subscriber of ours who always watches us, and
even the English
even
stuff.
in English, he's like, I don't understand anything, but
I like it.
I love it.
You know?
I love that.
Dice, no entiendo nada, pero me gusta.
Yeah, I like
That's
it.
All you need.
That's all you need. Oh, that's actually a good point, Chucky, because JP, you reacted to Los Jaivas, right? So how do you, when you were listening to that, you know, you just obviously don't pay attention to the lyrics. You have the lyrics pulled up, translated, because that's a very lyric heavy album. So what did you do?
So I always have the lyrics pulled up with the translation in English.
Okay.
So of course it's not going to be a 1-to-1 translation, but at least I kind of get an idea.
Right.
But I've always listened to music in different languages anyway. Like I've always listened to Japanese, Korean, Spanish. I don't care. You know,
that's
music's
so cool.
music. So
yeah, that's. I mean, it's so true.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if because I sometimes even block out the lyrics. Like it happens to me a lot. A lot of people tell us like, but you didn't pay attention to the lyrics, and I'm like, I know, but I can't. Because I was so focused with the bass or the drums. Right. And I'm like, start counting. And you as a drummer, I'm sure you do that too. I'm like, what time signature? Okay, let me check.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then I'm like, I don't even know what the song is about. And then they're like, why were you guys smiling?
Right.
Oh my God.
It's about this. And
so
we're like,
there's one song that it taught us a lesson. Red Sector 8.
Red Sector A by Rush. Have you heard that before?
I'm pretty sure I have. I don't know why. I want to say
pretty much about like a concentration camp.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I have heard it. Okay.
Yeah, and we were like, we were like, you know, jamming and air guitar, and people were like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah.
But the song is so upbeat.
It's like their 80s stuff. So it's like synthy. It's like, you know. And
well, they shouldn't have made it so catchy.
That's what I said. Exactly.
They don't want you to move.
And no, a lot of people do get it. A lot of people are like, "Hey, it's okay," but there's some other guys who are like very angry about that. You know, also with that Susan Vega.
Yes.
We were like Luca. Yeah. Oh my God, we got so much
Seinfeld fan over here. Okay, this is a Seinfeld episode.
You are making out your Schindler's List. Oh god.
Oh man, I'm such a nerd with
Well.
Seinfeld.
Well, I've seen the movie like 8 times, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
Oh,
only seen it
beautiful.
once. That was enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No, but I mean
yeah.
the way it's shot. I mean, it's I
Oh,
know
yeah.
one time is enough, and also the pianist.
Mhm.
I think one time is enough.
Yeah.
But
That's a good one.
The way
Yes.
the Schindler's List is shot is just so, and the acting is just so
Yes.
marvelous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
those movies that like you love, but they're so draining. It's like
I
I
know
loved
you
it,
can't do it
but I'm
again.
never watching you again.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens. That happens to
Yeah.
us where we're like, that's a one watch. There's a movie that I
Mhm.
still haven't been able to watch, The Green Mile.
Oh,
I've
Okay.
only watched
seen
it
it
once, and then I'm like,
That's it.
I
Yeah.
own it just because
Yeah.
I'm a collector.
Like
you know?
I
and I'm
just
like,
don't feel up for it. Never.
Yeah,
like-
it's never a movie that I would say, let's
Yeah.
watch this.
And it's one of
Yeah.
my favorite directors from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
No, when during my like huge film time or whatever, I was like exploring everything. So it sounds so bad, but like my movie friends, we would try to find the most like horrific, depressing movies ever.
we did it too.
We would watch those all together. It's the weirdest time. What a strange.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've watched like movies that I can't unsee like irreversible.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
like, oh my god, I'm still when I
Yeah.
think about it,
Mhm.
it shocks me, and I've only watched it once.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those are like those movies, you know, like
Yeah.
Human Centipede. It's just like
Mhm.
it
Oh,
scars you for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's like when you're young and you're like, you know, fearless.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like,
You
I
just
can do
watch
this.
these movies.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you like traumatize your entire life. You're like, oh god, let me just forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
just
man.
how it is. Now I'm more careful. you know,
Yes.
so-
Now it's like you have to have some sort of filter for your future self.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now
So
I
Freddie,
have like I like psychological horror, which is probably worse. You know?
oh yeah, those are psychological horrors.
But we like one movie that we watched, and I had to tell Alexa, please, like, let's stop. The one with the guy, what's the guy from Barbie?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling, and then it was a very psychological thriller.
Drive?
A lot of
Drive
Drive
is
is actually
very good.
Drive we
I love
love.
the music in
But-
there is good, right?
Yes,
So good. Cliff
oh my God.
Martinez, no?
Cliff
Yeah, yeah.
Martinez,
so
yeah.
good.
No,
so good.
but no, the movie that we watched by him was. Can you pull up? Because I'm
Was
not
it
gonna
All
remember-
the Good Things or
No,
something?
no. It was just like, and it had a lot
Was it
of
Pines?
camera work.
Oh,
No,
The
Pine-
Place Beyond
oh,
the Pines. Love that
I
one.
love
Mhm.
that. No, it's called. It's one. It's
I
super
know-
cute.
Because it was After Drive, right, by the same director. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's not the one with the red like palette. It's all in red. Wait, go down.
It's the boxing one when he's like boxing.
God only forgives. It's not that one, but I know
Not that one.
it's called. Go up.
Now I'm going back in my film.
oh man,
Stay. That movie was so weird.
I don't know that
oh
one.
yeah,
And I even told her, like,
2005.
Alexa, like, I think I'm tripping, but I'm
2005.
not even on
Yeah.
anything.
I
Uh-huh,
remember
uh-huh.
it was
Oh, did I lose you?
Yeah, we're back.
Can you hear us?
Oh, hello again.
Hi.
I was about to press the refresh. I was like, let me wait a second. Just
I
in
know.
case.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know what it is.
I don't
but
know.
Like,
Maybe IMDb is not compatible with Spoon.
yes,
Right.
yeah, that really went. Really
But yeah,
bad.
it's Stay. So yeah,
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
just like really, I don't know,
It
something.
was
Mhm.
disturbing. Yeah.
Mhm.
But getting back to music, Freddie is asking about Mike Oldfield. That's someone that we haven't touched too much on the channel, but you
Okay.
need to know a lot of him. So
Oh, I love
tell us
Michael Field.
your experience with him.
Yes. I mean, Michael Field to me is kind of what we talked about behind
Yeah.
the scenes a little bit.
You did mention him. If you want to
Oh.
mention that too, like whatever you
That would-
said, but
That'd be my dream. Michael Field is, I mean, as for what have you heard from him? Tubular Bells, probably.
So I've heard Tubular Bells, and I think it's a
Okay.
masterpiece. And I think there's a remix or something with the
Mhm.
da 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 da. Remember that?
yes, yes.
Da 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 da
Okay.
da 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 da. And then the guitar comes in.
yeah.
Beautiful. I think Mike Oldfield. I've not heard enough, but he's a master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so cool because like he is a one-man show for the most part. He takes care of everything, like we were talking about before, of John Anderson and his solo albums, you know, Elias.
Okay.
Like he just does everything.
Okay.
And he's not necessarily trained or, you know, knows everything. He just sat there and figured it out.
Wow.
It's like how I said, like, if I had my dream, I would love to be put me in a studio with an engineer or a producer,
Yes.
put a bunch of instruments around me. I'll figure it out and like make
That's
amazing
how
albums.
I would do it, because my hardest problem with recording is just to figure out how to record and how to master. The playing is okay, but just to put it all together, that what kills me and takes so much time. So I wish I had someone who just like, oh, okay, we're done here. Keep going, keep going.
do this.
Yeah.
No, so like with Mike Oldfield, like his most popular music, of course, is going to be Tubular Bells. But that was his first album, which was a, you know, just two-sided album with 2 long songs.
Okay.
And then his next 4 pretty much followed that same pattern, just 2 halves, you know, 1 long song. And I think that he got better as he went. To be honest, I barely listen to Tubular Bells now. I listen to like his 3rd or 4th albums. I just think they're absolutely mesmerizing. They're incredible. Like, especially with John Anderson, how you really like, you know, like that spirituality, that mysticism that he brings into it.
Yes.
I highly recommend Mike Oldfield's Omadon.
Okay.
At least the first part. You don't have to listen to the whole thing, but you probably will.
That's awesome. And thank you, because like I haven't really gotten any Mike Oldfield like recommendations.
No, that's why I wanted to talk about him, because Michael and others in the chat have been.
So now we have to like pull something for JP like that we know. What would you recommend to JP that we know, but that he might not know?
We'll see.
That's going to be difficult.
What I wanted, I was gonna wait till the end, you know.
Gonna pull out that Publix receipt again.
Yeah.
You're going for the receipt.
What people don't. Well, hey, live. This is a live premiere. I always have this piece of paper here. It changes every once in a while, but it's just a list of bands and stuff that I'm covering. I horribly mark them off.
Okay.
I mark them off as I go.
I love it.
So, what I would like, and you can take some time in thinking about it.
Okay.
I would like both of your favorite songs. Period.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what genre, or whatever, and then I'll react to those.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh Lord.
Just one. Just one.
Can it be instrumental music, or does it have?
It can be avant-garde, Zool, jazz, whatever you
Zool.
want.
I love that you know Zool. I love it, man.
It can be slowcore.
Zool, is that a Ghostbusters reference?
No. Yeah, well, no. It's a style. It's in Prog archives. There's a style called Zool.
Oh my!
And I think Magma are a band that they have their own language. They sing in their own made-up language. It's amazing.
Wow!
It's a trip. I've wanted you to react to. Yes. I wanted you to react to that, but I just never found the time, because it's very.
Oh yeah,
it's very good.
The first time I heard them, I didn't like them. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like what is happening? Like oh.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time.
But well, let's see. I'm gonna go
really quickly before we say our favorites. People in the comments are mentioning like what they think you should get it more into. So Elbow, have you heard the band Elbow? We discovered them on the channel, and they're very good. I think.
Yes.
Have you heard
I've done
them?
just one song from them. I've done just one.
Okay. I would say more
They
Elbow,
literally make me cry.
Sure.
That band, the voice of that vocalist, and
yes.
I don't know what it is. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets to me like a lot.
I've had a lot of recommendations to keep listening to more from them.
Yeah.
If you haven't done this one that Mr. Wondrous said, One Day Like This, do that one. That one is very, very good. A lot of people agree about Elbow.
Remember the song? Isn't it Magnificent?
Magnificent is another good one.
Oh my God, the lyrics, man. Because he talks about his mother and his child, and it's just really good.
Yeah. No, the only song I heard from them was Bones of You.
Okay, that one's good.
Did that, no?
Yes, I think that one's on the same album as the One Day Like This, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but Elbow's really good. And then another good band that we've covered on the channel that Wolverdale 12 is suggesting you do is Eloy.
Oh yeah,
you've done Eloy. Okay,
so
super
Eloy,
good.
I gotta admit, I would love to cover more Eloy, but they block all the time, at least on my end.
They
So-
do.
Yeah.
But
They
Yeah.
do. It's
I
UMG.
love- yeah,
It's
I love their
UMG,
sound,
and they have no mercy.
Mhm.
No, none.
Eloy. Yeah,
None.
no,
Yeah.
and pretty much Universal
Go to
does it.
Patreon.
Yeah,
Do it
yeah.
on Patreon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry.
Now, you know what
Yep.
I would love to do, guys? Like, I don't know if this is possible, but if we could do this and react, all three of us,
that
to
would
some
be
music.
cool.
like,
I'll be game.
wouldn't that be awesome?
We would have to do a I guess a band that we know would not block, right? Because
maybe not without the audience, just us three, and then we
okay.
upload it on
Okay.
both of our channels.
Oh, I see.
Like
Yeah, we
trio
could do that.
reactions.
Let's
That would
do
work.
it. Let's
I
do
like
it.
it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm up for it.
And
I'm
we could
totally
even do a
up for
full
it.
album and just joke around between.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, Alexia has a bad back.
I know,
so
I'm dying,
She kind of like has to
honestly.
stand up sometimes,
Yeah.
but we can do that. We can
Yeah,
pause.
Yeah.
we totally
So
can.
that's why I don't want to do it in live.
Yeah.
With a live audience.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
that be
true.
fun?
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like some death metal, you know?
Oh,
No, I'm just
boy.
kidding.
Listen to whatever, anything.
Yeah. No, I recommend you, if you want to listen to some crazy stuff after this, progressive stuff, listen to some. I would go with Watchtower.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
you
can
giving him
pull
your
up-
favorite song?
No. This
Okay.
is just on the side.
Okay.
No, this is not
I'm like,
because
is
it's
this
too
the
intense.
one?
No.
You won.
So just put Watchtower Mathematics. And
Mathematica Calculus.
yeah, but click on it.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. They're all so good. Oh, just listen to the first song of Concepts of Math, Book 1 by Watchtower. It's on Spotify.
I'm looking
Yeah.
it up right now.
Oh, boy.
Since you're a Dream Theater fan and a Symphony X
Yeah, I
fan,
think
you're
he's
gonna
really
be
gonna
like,
like that too.
"Whoa,
Mhm.
you're gonna really like it."
Yeah.
All right. I like the album cover.
Yeah. Oh man, the music and the guitar player, he has like this weird style, and that's how I got into Holdsworth, because he's a huge Holdsworth
Uh-huh.
fan.
Yep.
And it's like the syncopated guitar solos. Like, it's not just like no,
Yeah.
it's like this almost like talkative. He plays like chords, then shreds chords,
Mhm.
right? He's like almost
Yeah.
like talking.
Yeah, he is.
So you're gonna really like it. But it's just
the
like a
first track
really
on there?
I would say, yeah, just go with the first or the second song, whatever sounds best, but it's really it's heavy.
Because I see M Theory Overture and Arguments Against Design, if I'm looking at the right thing.
Yeah,
I
you
would
are.
do M Theory Overture just to get a feeling, and then if you like it, just keep on listening, and I think you're gonna really like it.
I'm going to toss it on the sidebar.
Lee agrees. He
Yeah.
said you turned him on to Watchtower, and they're awesome.
yeah, Lee. Oh, thank you, Lee. Yes, yeah,
So
he's
backing
another
us
fellow.
up.
He's another fellow King Diamond lover.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, we both like
Yeah.
King Diamond and metal.
Yeah.
He loves Anthrax more
Mhm.
than Metallica and Megadeth. I don't know
That's
why, but I'm just.
That's okay.
You're like, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's not what I think.
Okay, so I have a
but-
question going on the favorite song.
Mhm.
I have a song that I've always said is my favorite song, but I don't know if you've heard it before.
Okay.
Going to California by Led Zeppelin.
Oh.
If you
Don't believe
have,
so.
then we can do another. Okay,
No,
So-
don't
Wow.
I would say that one.
Really? You have
but
not
they
listened to
block.
them?
The problem is that
No,
they're not.
Led Zeppelin.
They
doesn't block,
don't?
No,
Okay.
They-
not that.
For me, they half and half it.
Yeah.
I think if you
Yeah.
only do one song and if you pause, do you pause?
No, no.
Yeah,
I
we
like
pause-
it just to
I
ride
know
on.
we pause now less and less, but it's sometimes it's if you pause, then
Yeah.
the likeliness of a
Mhm.
block is less.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it kind of like, it takes away from the experience when you
does,
pause.
yeah.
So I pause less and less, but I try to sometimes because otherwise I forget.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
But that's cool. That you don't pause.
Yeah.
Just try it. Just try it.
California.
Going to
Going to
California. Led
California.
Zeppelin 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I never
Wow.
grew up around Led Zeppelin, so like that's why I said like all those bands and stuff. I don't know anything about them besides what I've of course covered.
It's super crazy
Yeah.
because that's all we knew.
Yeah.
We knew
Yeah.
so much Led Zeppelin. We had the posters, we had
Yeah.
Pink Floyd.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with something a little bit more out there.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I'm writing these down.
Oh
Okay.
man, I don't know. Let me
And-
see.
Yeah. Have you heard Steven Wilson like
Yes.
a lot of Steven Wilson. Have you heard Home Invasion song?
Repent.
Quite sure I have, but let me make sure I want to say
Home Invasion Regret number 9. It's called. It's from the Hand Cannot
That's so
Erase
epic.
album.
No, never mind. Nope, I have
Okay.
not. No.
If you have troubles with the Led Zeppelin or you don't feel like it or whatever, that would be my choice number 2.
Okay.
It's
I'll
9 minutes.
just edit it. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I would go then. Oh, this is difficult.
Lightmain says, "See how much fun it is to recommend music."
Right?
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
Now we understand.
Now we understand. Mark Alexander, super chat. Thank you very much. He didn't
I wish I
say
had a-
anything.
Oh,
Betty
yeah.
Popper to pop
So
some
I
confetti.
know. Oh, this
What?
is Marley, by the way.
Oh
This
yeah.
is our-
He's
Aw,
our.
Marley.
He's a born and bred Floridian.
Yes, he
True.
is. Yes, he is. Yeah.
I can't bring my cat up here. That wouldn't work really.
That would not
Oh,
work.
no.
Cats are. I
No,
know.
he's so chill. He's like
Yeah.
he never does anything.
Yeah.
He just wants to be. So I think I'm gonna go with Alan Holdsworth. I know. I
Oh, boy.
know.
Oh,
But
boy.
I really want JP to be like, go for the water. Okay.
I'm getting it.
So we're gonna do something more adventurous. Let's do that song with that amazing soul that even brought you gave you chills.
Okay.
Just pull up Alan,
Okay.
not to say the last name.
I like how
And-
John Mercodes says we need to shout request at them. That'll work. It
Yes.
don't really,
Yes.
sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is from the album.
Imagine if we could do everything, JP, that everyone asks us to do in the
Imagine.
comments. Oh, man.
Imagine.
Imagine. What a world.
Okay, and I don't know what it is about this song, but when he solos, it's almost like you hear this yearning.
Mhm.
Like there's something about him when he plays guitar, and sometimes it's very fast, but there's a lot of slower lines, and that's when he kind of and he does a lot of whammy work.
Okay, yeah.
like so, and that's almost where how he expresses that weird
That pain.
language that
Yeah.
yes, it's almost like
Yeah.
a pain. And he went through a lot. He was never really happy with his music.
Mhm.
He was never really successful either, even though there's fans that are like, I just know him, and even the big people like Steve Vai and
Mhm.
Always credit.
they
him.
always quote him. Frank Zappa quotes him.
Yeah.
So it's just like a weird thing. But I want you to
Okay.
listen to it if you can. It's called Low Levels, High Stakes, and this is from Hard Hat Area.
I like it. I like the name.
Yeah, it's a longer one. You can give me a very long one too. And it's
Yeah,
this
we're
is
obviously gonna ask for yours.
this is
too.
9 minutes and 40 seconds, and it's a lot to take in. But there's beautiful chords, beautiful progression, and
Yeah.
I think you're really gonna appreciate it. I think because he
All right.
knows.
I like it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I like how, let's be honest, 9 minutes isn't long to us at all.
Right.
Yeah, I know, I
Not
know.
9 minutes, I'm like, oh, I got time for that.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
It's like, you want us to react to Octavarium?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
But the thing is, if you don't pause,
Mhm.
9
Yeah.
minutes is or even 11 or 15
Yeah.
is not 15 for us with the
Yeah.
pausing. It ends
yeah, when
up-
we do a full album,
Mhm.
even though it's like 30 or 35 minutes, it ends up being an hour because
or an hour and a half.
After every song I talk, and she's like, listen,
Mhm.
I'm like, we're moving on. We're
like
moving on,
under the
people.
table, under the table,
Keep it
she
going.
taps me like,
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
come on, let's
skipping the
go.
commentary.
We're going. Because also some full albums, I like to hear
yeah.
that continuity. The
That's
fun
true.
of doing full. Do you pause between songs when you do full albums?
If I do a full album listen, yeah, I'll pause
Okay.
between the songs. Yeah.
Between-
Yeah.
But sometimes if you see it's bleeding over, you might let it go over or no.
Yeah. So it depends. If I hear that it's bleeding over and the next track is, let's just say, under 2 minutes, I'll probably just let it go into it.
Okay.
If the next track's going to be like a normal length song,
Uh-huh.
then I'm going to hear the bleed over and listen to the transition,
Okay.
pause it,
Yes.
talk about the previous song, then I'll roll back
Aha.
to catch the transition again as it leads into the next song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. That's the best way to do that.
Yeah. Oh man, it has been so fun talking to you.
Right?
Fun fun. Like we're I don't know, it feels like we've known each other for a lot longer.
Oh
no?
yeah,
Like
it's that's what music
For
does,
sure.
you know.
For sure.
can
Especially
connect.
with all the commonalities.
Yeah,
yes, yes, exactly.
Are you like dying? Is your back?
I'm in pain,
Because
but like I can.
we could like literally like do that thing
No,
where
I'm
we
good.
just showed
I'm
JP.
totally
You can
good.
adjust
can
the set.
stand up. Yeah, you can
no,
stand up.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah. Everything's good.
Maybe a standing desk.
I
I've always wanted a
know.
standing desk.
I had when I used to like work from home at
Mhm.
my job. I did have a standing desk, and it was very nice. But doing reactions, I feel it's different. I feel I need to be.
You could dance.
Yeah, I could.
Yep.
I could.
That'd be kind of fun to do reactions standing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yep.
That's true. That's true.
No,
Well,
unless it's like a 25-minute song, then I'm like, I want to take a seat after a while.
BRB.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Take a seat.
Exactly.
You see like the dice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sit down now.
Oh man.
Yeah. So Joe is asking what the best music era is. I think we would all have to say the 70s or what? Like, what do you think, JP? Oh boy.
So I'm gonna go into a little rant. I'll let this be the doorway.
Okay.
The best era of music is the current era of music.
Oh, okay.
Here's why I say that. For me, I literally listen to everything. Besides one genre, which is a very small genre, it's electro swing. I literally listen to every genre. Like I love hearing sounds. Like I don't want to say pigeonholed, but like in the channel, like, you know, I follow kind of certain things and I love exploring that side. But that's kind of where I was getting at with like my question before. Like I listen to a lot of music off to the side on my own. I explore things all the time. So to me, the best era is always the current and present, because I can always go back and listen to anything from the past.
That's so true.
That's true.
And every single generation, every single decade or year has something that they specialize in or like is progressive in, or, you know, something that like is amazing. So even with modern music, you know, one thing I don't like is when people say like modern music is horrible or something like that.
Okay.
To me, it's kind of, it puts down, I think, a lot of musicians that are making music now. You know?
Yes,
like,
that's a good point.
You're kind of saying like, you know, well, no matter what you're doing, because you're doing it in this era, you're not good. You know?
Yes. And
I totally get it.
I think what people mean, I totally am with you 100%, because there are a lot of current musicians making music at the time that is very good, but what is mainstream, what is on the radio now versus what was on the radio in the 70s.
I think that was the
80s,
question that you answered.
You know?
Like what was the best decade where popular music was?
What was being heard by
like for example,
masses.
in the radio you would hear the Turtles. You know, like, or the Beatles on the radio. Now you have to
Bruce Springsteen.
Now you have to go to specific radio stations to hear the music. And now on the radio, and there's some music that's new that is amazing, but then there's also some. It all depends on the genre. Like for example, when we went to Mexico, all the stuff they were playing in that nightclub was like like more reggaeton, right?
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, like I wish like just like some electro, some disco, maybe not disco, I don't know, but I just did a disco marathon and was really happy about it. But no, I totally get what you're saying, because not just because we were born in a different era already makes us like suck. That's not fair.
Because I feel like even even in the 70s, you guys watching, right, didn't even know that music was so good, because it was all you knew. You know, a lot of people in our comments say, oh, we were so lucky and we didn't even know it. You know, like we had the best.
But your parents didn't think so.
Your parents hated it. Your parents thought today's music sucks. You know, like
my dad listens to new jazz and he's like, this is horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because it's always not going to be liked by the generations before, because it's different. However, I do have to somewhat agree with the people saying today's music because what is mainstream, what is out there, is not what I would like to be listening to when I turn on the radio, with the exception of very few radio stations, right?
Yeah.
Who are local jazz radio station.
There's
our
some
classical
great
music,
jazz being recorded right now as we
Yes.
speak. Some great fusion
Yes.
metal albums. It's just the genre. I think what's different now is that what's very popular is music that's a little bit on the, like, I don't know, have you heard like Peso Pluma?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard the name. I've heard the name.
So it's very popular. So I the other day I was like, I'm gonna check out this Peso Pluma guy. It's an Amazon special. I'm like, okay, I'm down. And then he comes out, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I couldn't go through the first song. It's like,
and he's
like he's not even singing. He's just like mumbling, and in Spanish, which is even like harder, because it's like, but it's like a rap, but it's like a norteña, and it's like a mafia song, all in one. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, I don't.
But some of those guys have at least a good vocal range. They have a
the musicians are incredible. Everyone he hires is a top musician, like with a degree in music and stuff. But just like the end result is just not to my liking.
But to me, the biggest like change in that is that with music and distribution of music, like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the radio, that was the primary distribution.
Right.
That's not anymore.
That's true. That's true.
You know, when radio is really like, if you're listening to radio and that's the idea of modern music, you're not listening to modern music. You're just listening to what, you know, one big group puts out of like 40 songs and like, hey, this is what you're going to listen to.
Exactly.
So it's the simplest denominator, the simplest music. You know, that I'm not really into. As much.
Yeah. I think that's what
much, you know?
I think that's what like Rick Beato does a lot. He looks at the charts and then he shows like what's in, you know, what's at the top. And he always obviously loses his, loses his cool. Because he's like, I can't believe this, but he's from a different, he's a boomer. He's a totally different generation. So he has a different also perception of music and how what should, you know.
That's
but he's
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm just so happy for him that he's landing all these interviews and he's talking to Pat Metheny and like all the people that I love and admire, he talks to. It's like amazing.
It's amazing.
I like him a lot, especially because he's kind of a bridge. I think he's a great bridge of like bringing those old heroes back. And also showing, you know, older generations new heroes. You know,
absolutely.
They had like is it Tosin Abasi?
Tosin Abasi, and he had Tim Henson.
Exactly.
Is it Henson or Henderson? But
Henson,
the guy who plays, the guy who plays the slap, and it's a total. And he even said, I don't do the boomer bends,
right?
You know, the David Gilmour.
Yep.
And it's funny because it's like a totally different style of guitar, and I respect it. You know, I can't do it, but I think it's amazing what people come up with. You know, changing the instrument and just like moving into a different era.
I agree. And I do think, like Dave says, going back to what you were saying, there is good music now. You just have to be willing to look a little harder. You know,
you got to put in the work.
You got to put in the work. It's not going to be in your face like it was back then. You have to. And Spotify, that's why I like them very much. And I've honestly have been subscribed to Spotify since like we were in Guadalajara, like since 2013.
When it came out.
You know, like I've had my Spotify subscription for a very long time. And that's one of the things that I loved when I first got it. It was like, oh my God, not only do I get to listen to all the stuff that I already like, but I give it a heart and then it sends me more things like, and that is awesome, you know, and you can put right now like 2023 music, 2024 music, and it'll bring out music that they think you're going to like that is right now. So I really like that, JP, because a lot of people don't give a chance to the new stuff that's coming out, and it might not have a quarter of the views that all the other big stuff has, but it'll be there.
You know what I did, JP? So I got this request to do a marathon. It was all 2023 music and it was amazing, but I was like, nobody's going to click on this. So what I did is I didn't put the names in the description. I was just like, this is listen to this music.
Right,
And
right.
people like were clicking on it because
Yes.
I was like, what is this? And that's how I got them to watch the
Mhm.
video. Because
Mhm.
if I would have like named the names, they would have been like, oh no.
I'm not
Yeah.
clicking because
not-
I don't know it.
What I don't know, I don't eat. You know,
Right,
like
right.
the typical saying, you know.
Mhm.
So that's the same with music. If I
Yes.
don't know the music, I'm not gonna listen to it. And
Yes.
that's like
Mhm.
where you have to break the
Yes.
barrier and just like take that leap of faith. And
Yes.
sometimes you're gonna discover one of the best music.
I mean, it happened to
Exactly.
us three, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
We
exactly.
were stuck in what we were liking and
Yeah.
what we knew, and we didn't want more. And then as soon as we opened the door,
Exactly.
look at
exactly.
everything we found.
Oh man.
A lot, right?
Yeah,
So good.
so crazy. But yeah, I think that it's important to also listen to music of today, go to shows, try to buy, Spotify. I love them
Mhm.
to death, and
But they
I'm
don't pay.
promoting them, but
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
very good for the artists.
Yeah.
Go buy some
Yeah, we-
merch.
Yeah, we
buy
saw this
them.
jazz band and they were like amazing. It felt like you were in the 50s.
It was like a Django Reinhardt.
Django Reinhardt
Uh-huh.
style. And then she's like, yeah, well, our CD's coming out on Friday. You can
Mhm.
buy it or you can listen to it for free on Spotify. And her face says it all.
She's like, if
Yeah.
that's what you prefer.
But we bought-
know?
We bought
Yeah.
2 CDs that night and she was super nice and
Yeah.
she just had this amazing energy. And she's just like, oh, yeah, we just get together in our like basement and
in
we
New
just
York,
play
have
music.
parties.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to be there.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That's one thing I love about, the modern age and internet is that there's a lot more bands and artists and just people trying to put their music out there,
Yes.
and it's someone that you would have never ever heard of, it could be the
Yeah.
most random person and
Mhm.
they're like, hey, let me try and put out this cool thing I've made.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it could blow up and they could see success. I love that. I love
Yep.
how like really everyone gets a chance,
Yes.
there's a saturation of that because everybody can do it,
Yes.
Yeah.
and not everything's going to be great.
That is so right because I
Mhm.
mean back in the day you had to land first like a deal, some
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
record deal.
Yeah.
So the studio would record you. Now you can record from
Mhm.
home. This artist that I love, we reacted to one video that he's like sick in the
Ren.
video. Ren, have you
Yeah.
seen Ren?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
a perfect example. Like normally we wouldn't know him, but now through
Yeah.
social media on
Mhm.
YouTube, and he's amazing. I mean
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lyrics, the way he raps, and people were like, it's not rap. It is rap.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is
The
rap.
one we listened to was
Yeah,
for
and then
sure,
I
yeah.
saw a
Mhm.
lot of people they think rap is not like worthy. I think it's amazing
Yeah.
media and it's amazing way of expressing music. And
Mhm.
I used to listen to Run DMC when I was 12 years
Yeah.
old, and Public Enemy and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I like know my rap, and it's not the same anymore. But I know how to appreciate it.
Yes.
And a lot
Yes,
of people like just hate that
The word.
the word.
Yeah.
They don't, but they
Yeah.
don't know
Like
what
my
it
dad.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
but see the
You
the
just
funny,
threw him under the
Shout
bus.
but that's the funny thing with cultures in general and stuff too, because my family would look at like metal and rock like with the same attitude, like
The
"Ugh,
devil's music. Yeah.
what are y'all screaming about, and stuff like.
Yeah.
That's what the whole cultural thing. And if one of my dream jobs, if I could really have a dream job, like truly, I would love to just be like a music teacher and literally just like teach. There's a word I have. Teach like music.
Appreciation.
Exactly. Appreciation.
Yes.
That's exactly what I mean. Cause like, that's what I purposely like taught myself to appreciate everything. I may not like everything I hear, but I can get it. I understand where they're coming from. I understand why they made it. What's the purpose,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that that's really important when it comes to like loving music and stuff.
Absolutely.
That's I
Absolutely.
mean, that sounds amazing. And you can still do it. You could still do that job if you like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know where in
Yeah.
Florida. I don't know if it,
Even use YouTube.
Right? I know.
YouTube
I mean,
is
and in the way you
biggest-
are doing it,
Yeah,
because
you
you're doing it
are.
on your channel, you're teaching people about music that they don't know, but you're also reacting to theirs, So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that's I try to insert. I sometimes make videos that nobody asks for, and
Mhm.
I call them "Have you heard?"
Yeah.
And I put some Holdsworth on there and some weird stuff. Salute. Salute. But and then people are like, "Oh my god, I didn't know him. I just knew about him from the 70s, but his best stuff is from the 90s and 2000s. That's
Mhm.
literally the best era,
Yeah.
because that's when he really got expressive.
Yes.
I think he was held back in the 70s by when he was with UK and
Yeah.
Soft Machine.
Mhm.
He was
Mhm.
just another hired gun, but
Yes.
then he
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
so but yeah, I guess I got into my whole
I love it. I love it. I love the passion though.
Yeah,
It is
That's what I
passion.
liked. I like
I'm
to
really
hear that.
passionate about him, and I'm very sad that he never got the recognition from the main audience, like from the masses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He does. He
Mainstream.
has the recognition of Aldi Meola and
Yeah.
Steve
Mhm.
Vai and all the great guitar players. Pat
Mhm.
Metheny talks about him. John McLaughlin talks about
Yeah.
him. But like people, that's what frustrates me. Like the top 10 lists is always Hendrix. It's
Mhm.
always Jeff
Mhm.
Beck. It's always Hendrix. Jimmy Page.
Mhm.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, yeah.
Like literally as a guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
strumming chords.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's just like it frustrates me that people don't do that research and look into more deep stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But well,
No, it's like Rolling Stones, kind of like top 100 kind of stuff, or whatever their albums are.
yeah.
They'll throw out the main ones that, of course, have to be on there because they have to be on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you
Absolutely.
throw in maybe about 20 to 25, kind of under little gems to make it seem a little bit more.
Yes,
More
yeah.
reasonable.
That's just the way it is. And like even like when we do these little polls,
Mhm.
and I try to please people because it's like, who's your favorite drummer? And then I put
Mhm.
like Neil
Oh yeah,
Peart,
polls.
and then the
Yeah.
guy from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and then I put in Alan White from Yes.
Yeah.
And people were like bitching, why didn't you put Bill Bruford?
Right.
Because I didn't want to put two Yes drummers in the same poll.
Correct.
And there's
Correct.
only like 5 slots.
Yeah. So I'm very,
The
I'm
poll's
already,
not gonna be
I'm
like-
working on limited resources, and I'm trying to please everyone because
Mhm.
obviously most of the people are going for Neil.
Of course.
But
Right,
then again,
right.
I get all these people like name dropping their favorite drummers, and I'm like, oh, you
can't put
please
everybody in
people.
there.
Yeah,
Even here, look.
Danny
Danny
Carey.
Yeah. Incredible drummer.
And he's amazing. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw him, and then are you gonna go see that Beat?
Oh
What
yeah,
is it?
It's Steve
Lou-
Vai.
Oh. I saw the announcement, but I haven't looked anything deeper into
It's
it.
so new.
I'm
yeah.
sure they'd go to where
Yeah.
you're at because
Oh yeah,
Probably.
they're gonna play. When we saw Dream Theater in Orlando, I think
Mhm.
that's where they would play in the Hard
Yes.
Rock. Yeah.
Because I did see King Crimson like a few years ago. They stopped by, so I would think. Maybe.
Yeah. We would love to go to that.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like that would be just awesome
Yeah.
to
Well,
be able to experience
I
that.
have another question.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite King Crimson album?
Ooh,
We haven't done-
That's like very difficult
We've
because
only done
because of
one.
the same reason that we got blocked. and
Okay.
we got kind of a little bit discouraged, but
Oh,
we
understood,
did listen.
understood.
I think for now, like you love One Time. That
One
song.
Time is one of my favorite songs.
Is that
I've
from Red?
heard of King Crimson. Have you heard that one, JP?
Is it one time? Let me see.
I think so.
It's like
Doesn't
One
sound familiar.
Time.
One Time. It's on Thrack.
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 I must have totally forgotten it because
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
listened to Thrack.
It's
I've
a
totally forgotten it.
beautiful song. It's a very like it's
Calm.
almost like hauntingly
It's very
beautiful,
calm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But the
Yeah.
chord progressions, I think Robert Fripp is a genius.
Mhm.
And
even though
yeah,
he
he is. Yep.
he doesn't like to share his genius, but he is a genius. I
Mhm.
really think he is,
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
And actually, what I was gonna say, based off what you just said, I was gonna recommend a song that actually Mr. Wondrous just tossed up
Okay.
with. Mate Kudasai. It's from.
Okay.
Hold on, let me do this straight into the camera. It's from King Crimson's best album, Discipline.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh,
Okay, just throw it out there.
this is great.
But it's an incredibly beautiful, haunting song. I think that you guys would really like that one.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
writing it down.
Yeah.
And do you think like if we maybe just do the reaction, we take out the audio and just
Mhm.
do it on Patreon, that has worked for you?
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, and the
For sure.
video, I mean, it's not monetized anyways on
Mhm.
YouTube.
No.
So I guess maybe on Patreon we get more Patreon viewers.
Mhm.
That would be
Yeah, because like I said, I edit the music out of the YouTube version and I just
Mhm.
put that out there so anyone can watch that one if they don't want to hear the song or they just want to get kind of quickly to the opinion. And if
Okay.
you want to hear the song in interaction with me, then I put that on
Oh.
Patreon.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense.
So is it just you like basically listening to the song, but you don't hear the song?
It's muted.
Because we've done that. We've seen ourselves reacting, and you can only hear like
Yeah, no, I do like I kind of edit it really quickly. So let's
Okay.
just say it's a 3-minute song. I'll take the like 4 seconds of the best snippets,
Okay, good, cool.
and then it
Okay.
just goes to the actual my commentary like after.
I
that.
see.
That is so
Okay,
cool.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
That's
a
it.
great idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
So good.
We'll think about that. But yeah, like I told you, and someone else mentioned it here, this elephant talk one.
Oh, that's so good.
It is okay because someone said that one. We haven't heard that, but someone said that one and the one that we did, Starless, were the two
Freebies?
that Fripp allows to
Okay.
be played on YouTube.
But it was
I
super
guess.
weird
I don't know.
because like for 10 days, it
check.
was like no copyrights. Like
Yeah.
it was
Uh-huh.
just like we were actually making money on the
Yeah,
song, which
yeah.
is
Okay.
like, that's amazing.
Yeah, and
And
then
then a studio from Germany called Aviator something,
yeah,
they took the
Mhm.
copyright over, but they're still sharing. So I was like, that's very nice because
Okay.
they're actually making something, you know,
Yeah.
which is sense by.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No,
I
the-
mean, something is something.
I just checked mine just to see about Elephant Talk. Mine, it was public like a while ago, but
Okay.
it got removed like somewhere in between. Like the music got blocked. So I had edited it at this point, obviously.
I
but
see.
Okay.
Okay.
It was up publicly with the music. Somewhere along the line it got blocked. And
Okay.
then I just went back and removed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we only have one video that got blocked, and was Michael McDonald.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
A
Was it?
single, like a
Yeah.
single song,
Mhm.
but I think that's just Sony, you know.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
Mhm.
Michael. you know?
Yeah.
You're right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
rarely the
Never
artist.
the artist,
Yeah.
it's always the record company.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not even mad when it happens. I'm just like, well, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It
To be
happens.
honest, blocks don't really bother me just because I already know, okay, if it gets blocked, I'm just gonna edit it and do my own thing. You know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't like the strike thing.
I know,
Yeah,
the
That
strike.
was
That
oh,
I'm like,
God.
ugh.
Unnecessary.
And then with like a channel like yours, you know, like you worked so hard,
Yeah.
and just to think of
Yeah.
it just getting erased
oh gosh.
is like
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
a constant like over our heads, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, every
type of
time I
thing.
get an email from you, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
know.
see, your copyright claim, blank, blank, blank. You're like,
And you're like,
please, what it is.
"Ah!"
Yeah, blank,
Yeah.
blank, blank, and then will not affect your channel. Oh, thank God.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
man.
Well, this was so much fun, but let's do
Yeah.
like, I wish we like maybe let's put it out there
Yeah.
to do a reaction, all three of us.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
it can be
Yeah.
without the audience, you know,
Yes.
just us three having
Mhm.
fun, you know, and then that would be, I
And then
think,
we can
really
both
cool.
post it.
Yeah,
That would be a
you
lot of
post
fun.
it, yours,
But-
we posted here.
Yeah, and then let's do another live, you know, like
Of course. No, I liked it.
Do you want to make
we had to figure it all out. Right?
Yeah, I know, but it worked. I think
Yeah.
it
It
worked.
did.
Is it, I don't know if it's on your channel too.
No,
okay.
it was.
It was, right?
It
For
was.
like a little bit or no?
It was, but I looked really quickly, like when we were first starting, and everyone's like, "There's no audio," and then I couldn't see like
Oh.
you guys, so it's just me.
Oh, I see. Ah, okay.
So
see.
I was like, "Let me just close that then."
Oh, no.
Well, no, the
So-
good thing is we can literally download it here and send it to you
Yeah.
in like perfect quality.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We can do that.
or
for sure.
if you're
Perfect.
recording
Mhm.
yours already, you know,
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, man, this is so much fun. I don't want it to
Yeah,
end like
I
I'm just
know.
thinking of your back, but I
No,
could keep going.
and honestly,
No,
also
no, I
for the
know.
people that view, I like to keep it a reasonable time too,
Yeah.
because
How long have you been going?
2 hours.
Oh wow.
So like
It
it's
feels
a
like an hour.
big
A little bit.
investment, you
Yeah.
know, for people. But it was definitely great, and I think we have subscribers from both your channel, our channel.
I
so
love it,
please
For sure.
cross subscribe.
Yes,
everyone.
please
For
subscribe
sure.
to JP, just
This-
JP.
This way.
Yeah.
And no, but yeah, please. And people know that he's basically
Yeah.
like just like we have the same taste in
Yes.
music and
Oh,
the
yeah.
same
Yes.
opinions, and
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
agree.
why I
Before you
think.
leave,
Yes.
I have one thing before you leave.
Oh boy.
Just one thing.
Okay. What is it?
You have given me such beautiful songs here with
Oh,
Going
boy.
California and Low Levels and
Yes. What is it?
High Stakes. I just
Oh,
have to
yes,
give you
your
one
song.
song.
I see.
No, give us two. Like one for her, one for me.
No, I want y'all together on this one. I need
Okay.
one song. Just
Okay.
one
Okay.
song.
Okay.
It is my favorite song of all time,
Okay.
period. And everyone on my channel already knows who I'm going to say.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
His name is David Sylvian.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever heard of David Sylvian?
We have.
No?
We've
We
done.
have?
Yes, we have. Let me tell you what we've done. Hold on.
Okay.
Is it the one that who wrote to me?
Falcon Girl's already on it. I see you, Falcon Girl. She already knows.
Sylvian? I Surrender. That's the only song we've ever done.
That's a good one. That's good.
Okay,
That's
okay.
good. That's good.
That was old too, February 2022.
That's a good one. Okay.
Okay.
The song is Orpheus.
Okay.
Orpheus. It is the best, most beautiful, hauntingly wonderful song I've ever heard in my life, and it's my favorite song ever. And David Sylvian is my favorite artist ever. So.
Oh wow!
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
Perfect. I love it.
So, but did you know him before you started the channel, or did you
Yes.
discover? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
During my own explorations, I stumbled across him. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is very exciting.
I can't wait to do it. Like, I'm so excited, and I'm excited to see what you think of our picks.
Yes.
I love hotel. Going to California.
Hotel going to California.
It's a beautiful, like, you're gonna love it, JP. And then Holdsworth song is just it's like an experience. Like, there's so much goodness going.
I'm looking forward to it.
That is exciting.
Yeah, but so when can we expect a part 2 to this one?
Well, be in touch. We have each other's contact info, so let's see what works.
Yeah, I know.
But I think this time worked for us. It works for you, maybe on Fridays, and people in the comments can say if this is a good time for them as well. But I think it's a good. I think it's a good
the mouse
good time, too, you know, like
Yeah. I think because Florida is like 2 hours ahead.
Yeah. 9:01.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cowboys,
Canada.
From Canada. No, they say dollars Canadian.
Dollars Canadian.
$5
Thank
Canadian.
you, Cowboys Canada. Hope you guys hope you have a great night as well. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
everyone.
you, JP.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for accepting to do this. Thank you for your help, because this all came about, and I was supposed to say this in the intro, of us reaching out to you regarding King Crimson. We weren't sure what was going on.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your help and your insight, and for doing this with us. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. Of course. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, everyone. Please like, subscribe, share the stream if you think a friend would enjoy it.
Can we put like in the chat his channel?
I think so.
So for those of you who are like want it easy.
Yeah, there you go. Just JP.
Just JP on YouTube. Please go there. Please subscribe to the channel and
thank you guys.
Watch his videos and
thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful night and a great weekend.
Bye.
Later, guys.